Well, I'm officially 1100 in chess. I'm a bit higher, actually. I think I'm like 1113 right now.
Oh, very cool.
Yeah. I left it at 99 for days, and then I just played casual matches on Lee Chess whenever I felt like it. And then today I was like, I feel pretty. I don't feel sleepy or distracted. I'll try a couple of games on chess.com, and I won them both, which was fun. First one, the guy just blundered mate. Didn't see my queen and bishop lined up. And then the second one was like a scramble endgame where I managed to queen before him, and he had two connected passed pawns like on the 7th rank. But I'll show you the position later, but I put him in Zugzwang.
Zugzwang.
Or that's when any move you make is bad. It worsens your position. You know, like you have to make a move, but whichever move you make. So I had him. He was up against the side. He was on the. Was I black or white? I don't remember. He was white. So he was on the H file, his king, and he had two pawns in front of him. He was on the 6th rank, they were on the 7th rank, all in the corner there. I had a king and queen, and I'd moved my king up to him. And so, like, he was about to queen one of his pawns. I couldn't stop them both. But then I realized I didn't have to. I moved my king near, so whichever one he turned into a queen, my queen would go to the H file and like rook checkmate him, because neither of the queens could stop it. And that's what I did. It was checkmate. But then, when I was when I looked at the game review, it actually said, the best move for white made it so it wouldn't. I thought it was mate in 1 no matter what he did, but there was one option where it was mate in 13. Do you know what it was?
No.
I was like, I couldn't think. He has 2 pawns, both of them can queen, and his king can't move. Like, what is the secret option that gives him mate in 13? How is that possible? And then I realized if he promoted to a knight and checked my king with one of the pawns, like no one would have seen that in a fucking million years. But that was really funny. Like, if he did that, he could prolong the time till mate by 12 more moves.
Damn.
And that's with perfect play for me. Who knows? Maybe I would have blundered and he would have forked my king and queen.
That is.
I doubt that, though. I'd probably just have given him checks till I killed the knight.
What a story, Michi.
I know.
It's incredible. I'm just
so
trying
yeah,
to...
imagine if the guy had promoted to a knight. That would have been the fucking craziest shit. Like, I didn't even consider it because it's so unusual. I was like, well, he only has 2 possible moves: queen this knight or queen this knight. I mean, queen this pawn or queen this pawn. And I was like, all right, you can do other pieces.
Those are some very good
Magnus
moves.
recently played against what's his name? He's an American grandmaster he's an American grandmaster who's 13 years old. Andy Woodward. Andy Woodward, he's the youngest grandmaster in America at the moment, I think. And he played Magnus. He beat him a couple of times. I mean, Magnus mostly wiped the floor with him. But in one of the Magnus wins, he promoted to a rook because it didn't matter what he did. He was just disrespected and was like, here's a rook. I'm not even going to make a queen. I don't need it.
What a son of a bitch that Magnus is. I need to make myself some tea.
Magnus
for the hell.
is so cool.
Is he?
Yeah. Why do you hate Magnus so much?
I don't hate Magnus. I just think he's kind of... I don't know. He's just not a dynamic, lovable personality. Like Fischer. There was a dynamic personality.
Yeah, you might even say schizophrenic.
Yeah, he was a fucking maniac.
I like Fischer more than Magnus too, but
Yeah.
I think we could have done like we could have lived in so much more boring eras for world champion status. Like it's better to have Magnus than, well, not that he is the world champion, but it's better than like if we were in the Kramnik era or fucking, I don't know, the Petrosian era. Like I think it's funny that we have a guy who will just play online chess matches and do crazy, like, yeah, people might say like he's being disrespectful and like arrogant, but I mean he's like these aren't matches that actually matter, and he's the greatest chess player of his generation, maybe in history. So like I like that he just has fun with it, and then he's just like just saunters off and watches a football match and comes to the matches in his fucking Nikes and sweatpants 10 minutes late and then wins anyway.
Yeah, he
like,
definitely,
that's funny.
and he definitely has a bigger ass than Fischer did. You know, that's a very important part of the equation.
Because like the idea of the chess world champion for so many cases is like this like stuffy dude who studies and analyzes everything and prepares everything with like this fucking massive team. And not that he doesn't do that either, but he just seems more laid back about it. Like he doesn't even care about defending his title. He's like, whatever. Yeah. I mean, I have lots of chess players I'd rate over him, but it's always fun to watch Magnus.
It is. It's more fun to watch Ben
also,
Feingold, though.
It is, yeah. Also, Nodiabrek Abdusatorov just became the 4th ranked grandmaster in the whole world, and he's 17 years old.
Hello,
or 18,
Nifty official. Hello.
Nifty?
Someone just entered chat saying they're Nifty official. So.
Because they saw Has-Been? That's cool.
Yes, I put Has-Been in the thumbnail. Which we're not
Nifty's
quite there
like
yet,
my favorite character.
I know. Who could have predicted? I mean, Nifty really could have been a Meziel character, and still might yet be.
She could. Okay, perfect. I'm walking home now, so I'll be there within minutes to talk about Has-Been Hotel. That'll be cool.
Sounds very cool. Oh god, I forgot these guys
Are you
have
playing
armor.
Hades already?
Yep, I'm already playing Hades.
Okay.
Man, I'm so good at this game.
I better get a move.
And all games.
Hades might be one of the few games you actually are good at.
Yay!
Which is crazy.
I know. Oh, don't forget Fadi.
You're probably better than me at Hades.
Yeah.
Fadi?
Yep. I can be good at games. People act like I'm not, but I am.
It's not you're not good at games, it's just the number of games you're good at is much less than, like, people like me and John who play video games all the time.
Yeah. And we've recently discovered one of my biggest problems with games is just my obstinate need to follow what makes sense to me as opposed to what actually makes sense. Yeah, we're learning, though.
Yeah, that's definitely an issue, but,
yeah.
You know, depends game to game. I mean, some games let you get away with that stuff. Like, you can just kind of come up with your own style, and it doesn't really become an issue. Like, I think lots of the time it only becomes noticeable when it's something you're doing with other people. Like, if you're like competing against someone else so you can do something faster, or if you're playing against or with someone, then suddenly all the lacking parts of your playstyle come to prominence because other people are like, what the fuck are you doing?
Yeah. Also, I guess I just don't update to new information fast enough. I think we were like 50 hours into the new round of Minecraft when I learned that I didn't know how enchanting works.
Yeah, that was funny.
Because I played it back before that was a core mechanic.
Well, you say that, Green, but like that is such an ancient, like, I think enchanting is probably from like version 1.04 or something like that. Like, it's pretty fucking old.
I played it a long time ago.
Yeah, but you kept playing it. You didn't just play it like in beta and then never play it again. Like you kept updating the file.
Isn't it sad that Artemis, her boons always feel like they should be really good, but it's so impossible to actually make them good?
Yeah, you need to really. I mean, there's the what I usually enjoy her stuff with is there's a sword that gives you extra crit chance. You know the one I'm talking about.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah, the cleaver looking one. When you after you do your special, it gives you heightened crit chance. That can work really well with the Artemis boon. But yeah, I wish I used them more because like they're also if you plan on like stacking a bunch of them, they're so incremental. It's like plus 3%, plus 2%.
I think with Artemis, there's a couple gods she synchronizes well with, but for the most part, you either have to get all the Artemis runes, the exact perfect ones, or it's just not going to work.
Yeah. The also another weird thing is like with in various video games, this is an issue, but I noticed it in Hades too. Like when you have a character, I think built around crits, it's always a dilemma whether you should increase the damage a crit does or the chance to crit. Because like you can have really regular crits happening, but they don't do that much damage. Or you can have them happen less regularly, but when they do happen, they fucking kill everything instantly. And it's like you need to balance those two out. It's a weird thing. Me, I think, speaking of not playing games very well, I'm fine at Hades. Like a few weapons, like I've killed Hades himself probably 30 something times. I don't know. I mean, I 100% of the game, so I can do it pretty consistently. But I think one of my issues with being why I'm not better at it is that I almost like never use the cast.
Oh, I just forgot
Like,
about the cast.
Is just like an afterthought for me. Yeah, yeah. But that's like a thing though. Like that's a mechanic, right? Like this cast is when I have like a crazy Ares build going because I enjoy the rift, the blade rift. That's pretty okay. Most other guys, like almost never use the cast, and I feel like it's probably an important mechanic. The only times I do use it is like in boss battles, just to I kind of just run into the boss arena and stick the cast into the boss because I have the thing that gives extra damage when they have a cast stuck in them. Like that's it. Oh, there's also one that does like shields. That one's okay. There's one that shoots laser beams, but yeah. Overall, I'd much rather. I always go for the other boons.
Yeah, I think cast, it really depends on which one you get. I think special is the one I'm the worst about, because I forget about special all the time. I find it annoying. Like, I have enough going on. I don't need to do
use so you just use the normal attack, pretty much.
For the most part, yeah. Unless I get a build where I need to rely on the special. I mean, I'll think about it sometimes, but I'm really bad about remembering special.
Men only care about one thing, and it's the regular attack.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna switch my microphone. So I'll be back in a second, and I'll be watching the game and sound much better than this, and we can talk has-been.
Sounds incredible.
Great. Here I go.
I'm not sure if I'm beating Meg this time, but we'll see.
Haha, imagine losing to Meg.
I really only have the dash. Yeah, your father sent me.
I just realized the thumbnail you used very appropriate.
Yeah. Because our relationship is just like theirs.
No, don't say that.
I'm sorry. Why? Because your girlfriend might be behind you?
Yeah, my girlfriend might be behind me. Exactly. Like a fucking ninja.
Oh, I'm not making this. I don't remember
okay,
how
take back what I said about you playing the game well.
Yeah. I will say, I think this is where you're intended to die the first time.
Oh, you're starting a new game. Did you?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Sorry, I didn't realize. That's why I was surprised. I was like, "What? He's dying to Meg?" Okay, that's pretty normal to die on her. Okay, sorry.
Yeah. Hey, it's Nyx. It's your mother who you never question.
Yay!
Yay. It is
So
funny
has
how they
been-
kind of brush past that relationship a little bit.
Yeah. But yeah, look at this. I have a great idea. What do you think of this?
How does that sound? Does that sound cool?
No.
It's like a radio voice, like I'm Alistair, get it?
I mean,
Salutations.
it's
Okay, I'll turn it off
it's
now.
slightly more muffled than a radio voice. Oddly enough, I actually know how to make the radio voice. I just cannot do it here. Oh, can already get the bow. If you can bring up an equalizer and you can make a big hump in the middle, it makes an old-timey radio voice. Like around
That's funny.
around the 2000 range. I can do it. I just don't know if I can do it at this moment, and I'm not gonna bother
But I
to
choose
try.
not to. That's okay. I'll be
Yeah.
Vox, so it's fine.
Yeah,
Uh,
that's cool. Yeah. Do 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 do. Man, it's crazy how me and you are bad people, isn't it?
why? Because we like Has Been Hotel.
Among other reasons. Ooh.
We need to start talking about Has Been. This is what
Okay,
the
fine.
people
Has been
crave.
hotel. We're oh fuck! I have the bow. Oh, I fucking forgot.
Do you want to make this the Hades podcast instead?
No, I mean we can talk Hades.
The bow is
too.
OP. The bow is super strong, honestly.
I would say the bow is. Yeah.
Once you unlock the homing bow that shoots the volley into enemies, like that kills everything in the game. Like you don't have to aim. That's it.
Meanwhile, the shield is the pub stompy option, where it's for people who suck at the game, and you can usually eventually
I never
win
enjoyed
with
the
it.
shield.
It just, yeah, it's just the press Q to win option. Oh, that was cool. Yeah,
I
has
use
been.
sword, spear, and bow. Yeah, Has
Is it-
Been.
It's crazy how Has Been is the greatest game, ever, greatest movie, no, greatest
Yeah.
TV, greatest web serial ever made. God damn it.
Yeah, why aren't we playing the Has Been video game? Turn this off.
Yeah.
I mean, this is probably pretty close. One of the closer games you could get to playing Has Been.
Ah,
In a way.
I need to cast some spells.
So what's your history with Has Been Hotel, Green?
I watched and I even made a short video about the pilot back in the day, you know, 4-ish years ago. Yeah, I know. I don't know if you even knew that. Was not a complex video, but I did a little reaction video being like, oh my god, this looks like it might be good. There's a lot of potential for them to fuck this up. Partially because I get the feeling it's written by a naive woman child who doesn't know shit about fuck, but no, she did a pretty good job. She does know shit about fuck enough, at least.
Turns out the shit was fucked all along.
Yeah. I pull out a gun, the shit was fucked from the start.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, we should play that game.
Yeah, it's a good thing they didn't get the writers of Forspoken, and instead they got
Yeah.
the chaddiest of chads to write this amazing show
Yeah.
that I have no problems with whatsoever.
Biz the whatever. Should I get this? Yeah, sure, why not?
I mean, at the start of the game, these are very valuable.
Yeah, I want this.
You can give them to people and get the items.
You can.
Yeah, well, I was living a perfectly peaceful life. I was amongst the animals and trees and the plants, in my element, if you will. And then this evil
Yeah.
man called Green knocked on my door and said, "I'm making you watch Has Been Hotel." And I said, "I don't want to watch Has Been Hotel. I'm content. I'm at peace." And he said, "No, we're watching Has Been Hotel." So we watched the pilot, and I thought that was pretty good. I mean, very impressive for indie team. I'm not sure if it was just one person, but most of it was.
I think she did the bulk of it at least, if not.
I feel like
everything.
backgrounds might have been outsourced or something like that.
I feel
but
like
yes.
she at least directed it. Like she probably did it anime style because it feels
Sure.
like one person was making it.
Yeah. So yeah, I thought that was pretty cool, but I wasn't like, this is amazing. Then we watched the show, and then, yeah, we did a pause for a few days, and then we came back to it, and then we just watched the whole thing,
Yep.
like in one day, and I was pretty hooked. And I had definite issues, which we'll get to, but overall, I found it very enjoyable. I dig the look a lot, and unbeknownst to me, I guess I dug the music too because
Yeah.
at the time of watching, I was just enjoying the characters, the occasional funny jokes, and the look of this cool animated show. I was intrigued. I mean, it took till episode 5 for anything to happen, but once I feel like the Angel Dust episode is where we start to get a bit more drama and development for the characters, and then after that, the whole hell heaven thing really comes into focus, and characters' plans and stuff. So that was fun. And then afterwards, I had a mental breakdown and listened to the soundtrack like it was a fucking virus. Like it instilled itself within my being, and for like a week and a bit straight, I just listened to the soundtrack multiple times per day. So now I know every single every single song forever, and I will never forgive Green for
Well,
incurring this fate upon me,
Well,
because
Michi?
I don't. Yes.
some sins can never be forgiven, so that's fine. Hell is forever,
Hell is forever.
whether you like it or not.
Yeah.
It's almost.
I-
Oh, go.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, if anyone's watching this, which they aren't, but if anyone watches this back, me and Green have had many arguments about musicals and show tunes and general fucking hunky-dory music of this kind.
Yeah, I've
Where
still got
characters
the
all-
GG podcast I never posted somewhere on my hard drive.
Yeah, and I have always staunchly been of the opinion that musicals are lame and dumb and stupid and basically a relic of theater, which need not transition into the modern age. But even though I do enjoy the occasional one, like Nightmare Before Christmas, and there's probably I like Willy Wonka. I enjoy the first one. I enjoy the Camelot musical for some reason. But aside from that, yeah, I was like, these are stupid, and I thought I'd have the same opinion about Has Been, but something about it just initially I liked like 2 songs from it, then it like multiplied until I pretty much like all the songs. I mean, some more than others, but yeah, and now I'll never be able to recover. Oh well.
Yep. I am, of the other opinion. I am a show tune loving bag of shit, although I'm not particularly proud of that. I love old musicals. I like it. I like going to see musicals in real life, although I don't get the opportunity very often.
My God.
I know it's terminal, as they might say.
If only we could watch Has Been in real life.
I know. Well, we might get the chance. You never know.
Is my dog biting his ball picking up on my mic?
I'm.
Yes or no?
I didn't notice it until you said that.
You didn't notice it. Okay, that's fine.
I
Because
mean,
he's distracted. I'll leave him.
Oh, Oh, this is one of the worst parts of Hades, by the way, the survival rooms.
Oh yeah.
Because you can just run in a circle, and you're fine.
I was not aware of that. I thought they kept spawning in.
No, I mean they. Oh well.
I always
maybe.
kill them all. Well, they don't seem to be spawning because you're not killing the first wave.
Yeah, I discovered this early on. You can just run in a circle, and it usually doesn't matter. Oh no, 10 seconds. Am I gonna make it?
Very interesting.
Yeah, I don't know how this slipped past development.
I guess you're missing out on money, but
Am I?
aside from that,
Okay.
yeah, because you're not killing the enemies, so you're not getting any cash, but you still got the prize at the end. So wait, you didn't pick up the key.
Where is it?
It's
Oh.
that's your right there. Yeah.
All right. Well, that was a tough challenge. Let's try to.
I
Pick
can use
ourselves
this
up
to
and move
unlock a
on.
weapon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Man, what am I? The Poseidon! Yay!
But yeah, maybe one of the first things we should talk about would be what we think of the music. That'd be cool.
I do like the music in Has Been. It's weird because the songs are great despite not even being that good, if that makes sense.
Yeah, like all of these songs, I think the first thing that kind of distracted me from even enjoying them in the first place was that all of them, or maybe almost all of them, sound like some pop song I've heard.
Yeah.
Just like had its like got Frankenstein monstered, maybe 2 or 3, but like every part of it is always familiar to me, which is probably part of why I like it, because it's like reminding me of songs I probably already like. I can never put my finger on it though, which is the annoying part. Like, I can never say exactly what thing it sounds like, but I have a general idea always where I'm like, oh, I see what they're doing. Yeah.
This might be a little early, but what do you think of the idea? Part of why Has Been works is it's a show that knows and is comfortable with its limits.
Yeah.
I feel like the people
it's
who make
it's
it
pretty laid back about a lot of the stuff.
Yeah,
you know.
like they're not trying to be super crazy, innovative, or subversive. I don't think they think they're, breaking new ground with any of the songs. They're just, using them for what they need to be and having fun with it. I mean, and this was part of what I was worried about with Has Been, like the theological, if you want to call it that element. I remember thinking, like, are the people making this show really smart enough or like emotionally complex enough to make this like storied, painful tale of redemption and escape from hell? And the solution they found is like they just don't dwell on it that much. Like they don't make it complicated.
They don't. Yeah.
There's no
Hell is
question.
not like that much of a big deal.
Yeah.
When you get down to it, like this isn't the hell of the Bible or of Dante's Inferno where everyone is suffering endlessly. They are suffering, but it's like in a much more casual way.
And
like, yeah, people get murdered and eaten and killed, but it's also like just a kind of a sprawling metropolis you can walk down the street in. It's like a crime-ridden neighborhood, essentially.
yeah, it's just like living
not
in
that
like
bad.
Brooklyn or some shit.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. The one thing I'll give it, one thing about it, they never really questioned the idea of what redemption is. Like, just the idea of being a generically nicer person, that seems like it's enough for this show, and it was probably for the best that they went with that. I mean, that's not a particularly nuanced or complicated idea of, what redemption is supposed to mean, but if they had tried to get more complicated, they probably would have fucked it up. So...
Well, the idea of, like... of Charlie being kind of right, even though everything she's saying seems to the viewer and to every other characters to be naive and stupid.
Yeah.
Is funny. Because it's like, you can have been a serial killer, but if you say thank you and please a bit more, then
Yeah.
you can go to heaven. Yeah.
And even the idea that, you go to heaven by being just like a friendly, nice person, that in itself is like such a that's a post God is dead concept of what heaven even is. Like if you went back to medieval Europe or something and tried to say that, you might find some dipshit farmer who agreed with you, but if you said that to a priest, they would just be like horrified that you were that naive.
I mean, for the most part, the show would agree with that.
Yeah.
We just know otherwise because of some
because we've seen the
interesting
show.
circumstances. Yeah, we could have watched the whole show, but
Yeah.
but for the most part of the show, it seems pretty cut and dry, black and white, if you will.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That also about the music. It's just fucking cheating because this is what the songs do, and we've noticed this. They just put these really catchy little moments in where even if the song is not amazing, there's a little moment that just sticks in your fucking craw. And you can't get
You just walk around all day like reciting the same couplet.
Yeah.
In your head, because like the wordplay and rhymes are like just silly enough to be fun. Like, yeah,
exactly.
I agree, Whale.
Yeah, very so. Like the one that always gets me, or the first one that got me, is when Alistar jumps in and goes, "Who has been here since day one? Who's been faithful as a nun?"
As a nun.
That's when he like bobs his head in a nun costume. It just makes me laugh.
I got your stream recommended on YouTube.
Yay!
That's cool.
Yeah, that's good service.
I came to ruin you a little bit.
Yeah, well, that's appropriate. The themes are a-flowing.
Yeah, I heard you were talking about Has-Been Hotel and that people don't even know what pretty much gets you into heaven.
Yeah, they don't.
Yeah.
Kinda know.
Which is just like in real life, kind of.
No.
Well, we've only seen one character get into heaven.
Yeah,
so...
Sir Pentious of all people.
So
yeah, Sir
That's
Pentious,
the
my
dumb
boy.
gag character.
And the thing is, there is a going theory, let's say that no gays and no ugly people are allowed into heaven.
Oh, well.
Because they say there are no ugly people in heaven.
Are you implying
Sir
Sir
Pentious
Pentious is hot?
ugly.
Yeah.
He has two dicks, so he's kind of...
Sir Pentious is gonna fuck everyone here.
Oh, that was the best joke. That was the one really well-crafted joke in the show, where when they pulled that off, I didn't see it coming. You did. When they pulled that off, I was just like, okay, props. Even if that wasn't the funniest joke in the world, it was just objectively really well timed. Because after they got it, it was like, oh, I should have seen that coming.
I will say I mean, that's just a funny, silly theory, but like the confusing thing about heaven is just like, I mean, they pose it all in You Didn't Know, which is the best song, but the fucking, like, there's no reason for Adam to be in heaven, essentially. Like, it seems he only got in there through favoritism because he was the first person to die.
Yeah, there was no competition.
Yeah, there was no standard set, so God was like, I guess he's pretty good.
Well, he was not the first one to die.
Wasn't he?
No.
There's angels up there, but he's the first human
by
to
the
die.
Bible to know, one of his sons died first.
I don't know if Cain and Abel are gonna show up in this.
I guess that's true. Yeah, that's fair. As Abel got murdered first, you're right.
I mean, that's another weird thing. Oh, fuck, I'm on fire. That's another aspect of the show that's a little... They have a hard time knowing how far to go or not go with the references to, you know, actual biblical stuff.
Did you watch the pilot?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, very much
Did
so.
you notice the ridiculous contrast between the pilot and the show?
Yes.
Yeah.
I don't know if ridiculous is the right word. I noticed a significant contrast.
In terms of what do you mean? The
Like
contrast?
the style,
well,
right?
In tone or
Not
appearance?
the style, if you are talking about art. I'm talking about the humor and the comedy. The snappy comedy disappeared. And the jokes became extremely tame in comparison.
I don't... A
There's
bit.
still some...
Like,
I mean, they're still talking about dick sucking hoes and shit. Like,
I'm fine
Yeah,
with
but
it.
they don't talk about like gays
Harlequin
or
babies or...
yeah, that's true. Well, it's more mature, I would say. That's what 4 years will do to a person.
Yeah, you know, she probably turned
when you're
30
making
while she was
edgy
making
internet
this shit.
humor. Yeah.
Is it mature?
Like, well, it's more. I'm not saying it's mature like violent. I'm saying it's more mature in that it doesn't find like poop and pee jokes as funny.
I think it's mature in the
it's
way
more
that a tree
tasteful.
is mature compared to an acorn. Like
Yeah,
they were
like,
figuring
I
things
think
out,
the
and then they
pilot
figured it
is
out.
significantly worse than the show, because like it was way more cringy because it was being try hard and edgy, which is what I was scared. I was scared I wouldn't like the main show, because even though I thought the pod was like fine, I didn't love it or anything. Then when I go to the main show, I'm like, oh man, is this gonna be even cringier and like more embarrassing, or will they have fixed it? And I think it's better than the pilot, so I'm glad about that.
Yeah, it just feels. It feels like the pilot was a work in progress. It was her trying to figure out what the show was going to be. I think they did a great job, all told, of taking the energy and the ethos of the pilot and reining it into something that actually worked for a real show. I mean, could they have done it different ways? Maybe, but I'm totally happy with what they did.
There's some stuff to be improved, but
I mean, like, how many story writers have had some short story idea that was all edgy and shit, and then they found a way to tame it just a little bit, and it became a great story?
Give an example.
No.
Your argument is invalid. Okay.
What about fucking Berserk, where they had an idea, but they went too far with the personality in some places, and they made Guts like more subtle and nuanced and mature, and then it was great. What about that?
Bad example to use with Whale because he hates Berserk.
Yes.
But
right.
They didn't give me what I wanted, so...
If we're talking about something being edgelordy and not working, there's like myriad shitty deviant art comics you can go look up, or even
Deviant
I don't
art?
know, like yeah.
It's
I mean,
you mean the website that is pretty much only AI art right now?
Well,
Yes.
not right now. Yeah, but you can go in the archive and look at old stuff. That's what I'm saying. Like the Has-Been Hotel has a bit of the ring of like cringy like Sonic OC edgelord character with a katana type stuff. Like it's not that bad, but it could have been. Like it could have just been this like embarrassing tryhard thing where they're trying to fucking push all the buttons, man. We're so cool. Like
The thing is, things that you, Michi, find cringe is not really applicable to the wider audience. It may be, but...
I mean, it's a lot of people have that problem with Has-Been. I don't think it's a unique take
well,
from me.
with Has-Been,
like,
yes. But I am starting to see a pattern that you find like cliches and stereotypes cringe.
Sure.
To some degree, I think that's
Some
fair.
of them.
That like happens a lot with you.
Yeah,
You want
can say
something
that.
new every time, I think.
I mean, Michi.
I mean,
say
I've
this
watched
with,
lots of things, and I've experienced lots of media. So at this point, I tend to not stick with stuff if it doesn't give me something to latch onto. But it doesn't have to give me that much. It just
I
needs to give me
still have
something tiny.
I still have not forgiven you for the Legend of Vox Machina, so yeah.
Yeah, no,
I say this with great affection. Michi is kind of a snob.
True.
He is selective with his snobbery, which is both a blessing and a curse. Because sometimes Michi will give something a pass that he's not going to brag about liking it to his high art buddies, but he's also going to admit he had a good time. Sometimes it gets annoying. I think Has-Been is one of his more fair examples. God damn it, this guy's throwing bottles at me. I think one of the biggest strengths of Has-Been is and this ties into all the, not references, but all the obvious influence from, like 90s and 2000s Disney. I think Has-Been, it's one of the most sincere productions I have seen in a while. Where the person who likes it, she just likes what she likes, and there is very little pretense or attempts to act like, she likes the right things, or she can impress you with her taste. or anything like that. It's just
See, that right
Vivzy just
there
likes
is
what she
probably-
likes.
Well, she's a furry,
Probably-
so...
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's like one of the reasons I like it. Probably is like Green was saying, this could so easily fall into something that I found cringe, annoying, and dumb, and I wouldn't give the time of day. But I find the sincerity when I can feel the like author's personality coming through and their intent in a good way, and I can feel like they're like a dedicated person who just has real passion for the thing. I can let a lot of stuff slide.
You definitely did let a lot of stuff slide. Because I ask you a question. What's the most important part for you, like in a show? What do you like
has been or in a show?
just in general, and then in has been. Like, what's the part that you enjoyed the most usually, and you enjoyed in Husband Hotel? Yeah, I'm here to take an interview. Yes.
I mean, that is kind of why you're here. I mean,
when you
were-
say a show, do you
Also,
mean like
I'm here to beat the shit out of Michi for the stunt he pulled.
Okay, I mean,
Early.
we don't.
But-
We can
but
get it.
whatever.
We can get it. I mean, that might have been the inspiration for the theme.
Green
Me and
made me
Michi are
do
in
it.
Purgatory.
No.
I didn't make you do shit.
It doesn't excuse
Hey,
anything.
I don't. I know.
Both of you.
What?
You fucked
No.
up.
I messed with the sacred cow that is Dungeons and Dragons.
I accept
No, you did another thing. You, without a warning, without a thing, just start fucking shit up for everybody. When
I fucked it up for anyone else. I just killed myself.
you kind of, Thupa told you, you pretty much started ruining the campaign.
Well, yeah, but
Straight up.
I didn't continue to ruin it. I just left.
Michi, the thing that you don't feel guilty and trying to like retort right now, like tells a lot.
Yeah.
I'm just here to tell you that you actually fucked up. This is a not good thing you did, but like it's okay for now because nobody
For
is
now.
actually really offended.
Yeah.
For now.
Because you did it once. That's why. For now.
Okay. Yeah. I mean,
sure.
Okay, I'm past this.
Yeah, I'm past this. To give a little bit of context, me and Michi both kind of realized that we had to at least take a step back from our I'm in trouble. Oh fuck,
You
fuck.
really are.
We had to at least take a step back from the D&D thing we were doing with Thupa. And we had the fun idea that as a, funny joke, we would announce this by like conspiring to have a duel with each other, and one of us would kill the other and the other would like leave in shame or something. This was something that I knew had potential to annoy Thupa, but I thought it would fall in the range of he would be annoyed by it, but it would also just be like a funny thing we could all laugh at. I didn't think it would legitimately annoy him as much as it did.
No, you really.
The thing is, Thupa
I
is an
didn't fucking
internet
deny
troll
that,
who
Will.
fucks...
You said your piece. Come on.
Thupa is an internet
Yes.
troll who fucks with everyone all the time.
Yeah.
Like, I don't feel that bad for maybe messing up his D&D campaign for a few minutes. Like, it's not like I fucked up his life.
Yeah. I mean,
Is that how you see it?
I miss.
For a few minutes.
Well, if we were playing fucking Monopoly and I decided to sell all my houses and just get up and leave, would that be like, oh no, what are you doing?
Well, there's a big difference. Monopoly is you
No,
play
there
for 2
isn't.
hours. Yes, there is. Monopoly
No,
is
because
you.
Thupa didn't make this like whole entire world just for this campaign, and you guys can still keep playing. So I didn't change anything.
Yeah, the fact that you don't understand is.
Yeah, just keep saying that over and over again. Yeah.
No, just forget.
Oh,
it.
I don't
Let's
understand. Dungeons
move
and Dragons
on.
is so important. It's
No, that's not what I'm talking about. I was talking about that while Monopoly is like 2 hours for one game and you start a new one. This one we were playing for months.
No one needs
and
to start a new one.
You
No one needs to start a new game. Why did I ruin? I just left. I just went away. Yeah.
Okay, well, why don't we breeze past this? Because this seems like it's a point of impasse.
Okay.
Yes. Yeah. I think this is also part of the Has-Been Hotel thing where me and Michi kind of vary. Because to me, the issues in Has-Been Hotel are like deathly serious, and I think for Michi they are not.
No.
Yes.
Yeah.
What exactly are you referring
Yeah,
to?
like hell and redemption, and like whether
Are
or
you
not
a religious man?
in an
Yes.
impotent, complicated way, yes.
Because you clearly compared it to Disney movies, and
Yeah.
then you, yes, Shrek.
Well, I think he
is
means
a
this. I
religion.
think he means Shrek isn't Disney, and I think he means the song.
Well, now he is.
element, because no, DreamWorks isn't part of Disney, is it?
I don't fucking
No,
know.
they are. Disney bought them years ago. So, yeah.
Did they? Is that true? That's not true. You're fucking with me.
I think I'm right, but
I think you're
I may
thinking
be
of
wrong.
Marvel.
Let's see.
No, doesn't belong to Disney. You're
I
just
hate
wrong.
the butterflies. It's just like Cowboy Bebop
It's
all over
it's
again.
owned by Universal LLC, most of it.
The butterflies are.
Are you thinking of Pixar?
Yes.
Whale?
I don't know. Ah! Damn it! I'm going to die. Yeah.
But yeah. Anyway, the songs sound like Beauty and the Beast or
Yeah.
fucking the Hercules.
So what problem was extremely tough for you in Has-Been Hotel? Like,
No!
which dilemma?
I think he means the concepts themselves.
I mean the
or,
concepts themselves. Like I think
like
this shit's,
redemption,
important.
sin.
Yeah, it's like when are
Yeah.
you redeemed? Like when do you get to, I don't know, sing
Yeah.
a song
When
with the
should
main
you?
character?
When should you
Um,
forgive and not forgive?
In what context? In like
in reality, like are we gonna make it?
oh, you mean in reality and
Yeah.
not in the like in confines of the Has-Been Hotel universe?
Yeah.
Hmm.
Because it's different. Because in Has-Been Hotel universe, there's world building, and there are some laws. It seems that
Yeah.
at work.
Yeah. I wonder if they're gonna explain those laws.
They seem to be trying.
I mean, they brought Sir Pentious back. A few people said it. If Adam revives in hell, that would make things very confusing. That would also be funny.
A thing. I think they're gonna
there
keep
is, well, I have no idea, but I watched One Piece, so I like very much to speculate about things. And one of the things that I think is the criteria for like redemption is to be like killed by an angel. or by angelic steel or something.
Speaking of very
One of the
different
two.
things, this seems
Like,
to be the
to
thing Whale
be
most
redeemed?
enjoys in
World
shows
building.
is to is to like speculate on the world building seems more enjoyable
Well,
to you. Like
yes,
look,
but
the
I enjoy
answer-
the most is when the universe makes sense in the confines of the universe itself. That's why I don't
do
really
you feel
like
like most
Demon
series really
Slayer.
need to? Do you
No,
think
the
most
series
series
are
need
just
to
fun.
like? No, but I'm gonna say like I feel like
Make-
Has-Been is probably
make
gonna be
sense?
pretty vague. No, stop interrupting. I'm gonna say Has-Been is probably gonna keep it pretty vague and kind of. I don't think you're ever really gonna get like a proper. Just dude shows up and says, "Here's exactly how it works. Here's the exact rules for going to heaven or hell." There was a plan from the start. I think they're just trying to be like, "Hey, stuff is vague and no one really knows what's going on." Isn't that in itself interesting? I don't think they're ever going to open the book and go, "Here's the exact rules for heaven and hell." It turns out here's everything revealed. Like, they're probably
The thing
gonna.
is, that's
play it
what
by
you
ear.
think, because
Yeah.
you don't know, we don't know, and that's what you think. That's your speculation. I think they asked the question because they wanted it to be answered at some point. Like Charlie straight up asks, "Do you know what makes someone end up in heaven?" And I think this question will be answered.
Yeah, I found myself.
But when they answer it, will there ever be like a satisfactory answer? Because
Well, that's
usually
we don't know.
with all that fan like theories and stuff, people always craft these elaborate things, and they're never satisfied with the actual answer because it's never gonna appease everyone all at once. Like it's always gonna be one specific thing, and then half the people are gonna go, "Oh, that's cool." Half the people are gonna go, "Oh, that's dumb."
And what's your
there.
point? That
Because
people have
the
different
intrigue.
opinions?
No, my point is that when it's left vague and unanswered, people like you who like to speculate and talk about power levels and wonder what this thing is and like that it all makes sense secretly in the end are gonna be are half like that moment when you don't know seems to be when you're at max enjoyment. It's like you're edging, and then like when you come, it isn't as good.
Well, maybe for some people, I don't know. Not for me. I want to know the answer and see was I right or was I wrong? It's
So, why does that matter?
Man, there's some epic music in Hades right
because
now.
like it's fun.
So it's fun to just to realize you were correct about something the
or
author
wrong.
came up with, or wrong.
Yes, just see how wrong I was.
I'm more of a
like,
journey instead of the destination kind of guy.
Well, I mean,
Like,
that's...
if you could just...
journey matters, but if you like la
Well,
la
if-
la la la, and at the end of the journey you just fall and die. That's
I don't care.
like
If the journey was good, if you could just sit Oda down and ask him all your questions about One Piece, would you just be satisfied and not read the manga? Because now you all these burning questions that you have about this pirate shonen comic book would have been answered for all time.
No, I will never do something like that if I had the opportunity, because I want to speculate and then see what happens.
Exactly, but you're saying if you did have the answers, though, that would like steal all the excitement about the story from you.
From
Like if I'm not saying you would ask Oda, but if like someone spoiled you on absolutely everything correctly and told you all the answers to everything, would you then not read One Piece anymore?
I will probably would, but it will be less interesting. One part of the enjoyment will disappear. So what's your point? I don't understand.
My point is that normally, like,
Even if
the
spoiled, you should enjoy the journey, or
no, well, yeah, if it's a well-crafted thing, yeah, I don't think spoilers matter. Like, I've been spoiled for loads of stuff, and I enjoy it normally as much having been spoiled or not, because now I'm
disagree.
excited to know this cool thing is gonna happen. I think
mean,
people
my
are a bit,
position on
like,
spoilers...
thin-skinned about spoilers in general.
Well, okay, simple question. Would you feel the same if you knew that, like, Mary is gonna break, and there will be a scene where everybody's crying and saying goodbyes to it, and it talks back to them, like it was described to you, and then you see it. Would it have the same effect?
I would feel the same because I'm experiencing it at the moment. Are you saying the only good thing about that scene is that it was unexpected? Because like the surprise is the easiest thing to pull off. Anything you don't telegraph will be a surprise. Like that's like a jump scare in a horror movie. Like, oh, it was a good scare because I didn't see it coming. No, you can know that something is going to happen and still be excited for it, or still be scared by it, or still be like emotional. Like if you're reading a book where a character has a terminal disease the whole book, and you know that at some point in the book he's gonna die. That is not going to make that moment any less sad because, like, oh well, I knew he was going to die anyway because he had the disease since the beginning. You'd just be like,
what if he's not gonna die? What if he?
Well, then that sucks.
Says?
Then I would think that fucking sucks, and they lied to me, and that's stupid. Yeah. What I'm saying is like I enjoy world building, and like yeah, it's interesting sometimes to speculate about like, oh, what are the weapons in One Piece? What is the One Piece? What is Laugh Tale? Blah blah. But like when the answer finally comes here, that's not going to be the best part of One Piece. Like the characters and going on the journey with them, and the cool fights and funny moments and all the emotional like baggage we have with them is the actual part of value, not finding out what the One Piece is. Like the One Piece could be a turd. It wouldn't invalidate the rest of the story.
You clearly don't understand my argument. I'm saying that journey matters, but the ending and, like you said, surprises matter too. Maybe less than the journey, but it doesn't mean they don't matter. And it doesn't mean that both journey and these moments, if they are good, it becomes better than just the journey.
Well,
that's my argument.
Well, I will chime in a bit here, saying
that's fair. Yeah.
Would it be fair to say that, you know, the journey only is a journey if there's a sense of an end, because otherwise it's just like random movement. Like, you need the journey to, you need the sense of an ending to even have a sense of, you know, direction in the first place.
Not in the sense of an end, sense of accomplishment.
Sure.
Like, the journey does something. Like, something happens because of the journey.
But for that, it's not technically necessary to set up all these mystery berries and things along the way that like take years and years to answer. Yeah, like Fearin doesn't have a bunch of like these giant unanswered questions. It's
that's
just an
why
enjoyable
Fearin is never gonna be something legendary because of a story.
Sure, but yeah, but it can still be. Well, I don't. I don't agree. Like,
I don't disagree that it can be good.
Because they're like, oh, what about the secret world building? We don't know what Romeo had inside his box all along. Like, that's the real interesting bit. It's like, no, stories have existed for eons, and they can be good without all these mystery box elements. Where it's like,
I didn't say that things cannot be good without it.
Can we move on from the inane arguing over the same sentence for 20 minutes thing? I've had enough.
Okay.
Like, I'm not trying to be mean, but if I don't stop you guys, we'll be here for an hour with you guys debating, like, the word was.
How about skill issue get better?
Okay.
I mean, Ow! Fucking shit.
Yeah, get him.
My fucking cat just jumped on my arm. Fucking
yes,
scratched.
Because I told it so.
I mean, I was being a bit devil's advocate. I mean, I'm not saying, like, I'm not trying to advocate for destroy all mysteries and theory crafting and stories. But I was getting more to the point that, like, that is not, like, even one of the more interesting elements of Has-Been for me. Like, I'm not... Like, there are so many shows where they just leave, like, lots of these things like unclear, and I don't mind, because at the end I'm like, they never answered the heaven question. It's like, who cares? It was about the redemption of all these characters and seeing Charlie achieve her goals.
Well,
I don't
right
care.
now the season is complete, right? But for some reason you're still talking about it because you're interested.
We were talking about the fun music and characters and stuff we liked. Yeah.
Yes, and the point I liked was actually that there is an actual story and some laws by which, like, the world operates. I like that it's not just random and works just because.
No, but you realize that the world can, like, those laws can still exist and operate without them ever telling you what they are. Like, the author can have an idea of what they are, and it has had to make all sense, but they never have to explain that in the show. And it still makes sense, because, yeah, that's what I mean, though. Like, if you're watching it to be like, I want them to answer these things, you might end up getting disappointed, because I don't think that's what the show creator most cares about. Like, they weren't like, oh, I'm going to craft this question, and then I'm going to edge them till I answer it.
Well, who do you think, like, is the last villain? The final boss of the whole series?
Again, nothing... not even a question that even floated near my mind. Like, I never thought of that. Who knows if the next season will even have... Maybe next season is just them sauntering up to heaven and all building a new utopian society and just being friends. Like, this isn't like a video game. There isn't necessarily going to be a big bad at the end or anything. Alistair is the one they're telegraphing the most obviously at the moment, because
I don't know about Alistair at this point,
every two scenes he soliloquies about how he's gonna enact his plan and he's gonna break his shackles, and just you wait. I'm a wolf in waiting over here.
I'm
The
not.
shackles were like.
Well, he
Made by
supposedly made
who?
a contract. Well, yeah, I don't know.
Well,
But-
one thing about Alistair, several people have pointed out, the time Alistar has been gone coincides with the time that Lilith
Yeah.
has been missing. So it's basically fanon at this point that Lilith is the one controlling Alistair somehow.
Probably,
cool.
but there's also like a big chance that it's not that.
Well, yeah, I mean, yeah, there's plenty of people it could be, but that's
Could be
that's
nifty
a
for
that's
all
a
we know, but
that's a
yeah,
strong
that seems more
contender
probable.
for what
Yeah.
it's gonna be. But
Mm-hmm.
I have mixed feelings about how they handled Alistair over the course of the season, because early on he was this, greater scope villain where his power level is way off the scale with everyone else. He was implied to be just so powerful and knowledgeable and well connected that he was just in a completely different league from all the other main characters. And he's like a mountain that everyone has to move around. Like, he's a feature of the environment because he is so stable compared to them that they just have to adjust to what he's doing because they can't really. They don't understand him, they can't hope to control him, he's just there. And over the course of the season, he just became one of the crew. He's still enigmatic and dangerous and mysterious compared to the other main characters, but he's not this like mysterious, shadowy, god-level figure like he was hinted at early on. He's much stronger than the other characters in the hotel,
That's
but
kind of a running theme in the show, though, is like people joining kind of reluctantly and thinking like, at some point I'll just like leave, and then they kind of get complacent and get used to
Yeah.
it. Like kind of happened with Serpentius too. Like, although he was much easier to turn around, but
Yeah, he's a nice boy.
What if the strongest character in Husband Hotel is Nifty?
Well, she objectively has the best kill record at this point. Like, she killed Adam.
did
And
kill
we
Adam.
know the list about her. So I think there may be a fucking haha funny gag that's actually true.
Yeah. She's... the big turning point for me with Alistair was in the Hell's Greatest Dad episode, where he goes out at the end. He says, "I'm gonna tell everyone why they don't fuck with the radio demon," and he runs out. And part of the problem is, one, he says that he goes down to their level by bragging about how tough he is, where earlier he was so enigmatic and dangerous that the idea that he would even care what other people thought at all was hilarious. But now he's
That's
actually...
kind of part of what I'm saying. Like,
Yeah.
I think kind of explaining stuff and revealing it and showing like initially it's like the Star Wars problem, like, right? Like in the initial thing, like the Force is something mysterious and mystical and you don't understand it really, and it's like, oh, Yoda seems like this little fucking frumpy dude, but he turns out he has immense power with the Force. But then you watch the prequels and it's like, well, all Jedis use lightsabers, so Yoda has to have a tiny one. And at level 3, you learn Force Push. And if you're a Sith, you get to do lightning. And it turns it into like a video game and a checklist. And like it explains bit by bit. Like the same thing with Alistair. He's way more cool when you don't explain like, okay, here's a list on Wiki. Here's a list on the Has-Been Wiki of all his powers. He has tentacles, he has horns, he has teeth, he has strength, and he's a level 3 demon, which means he is slightly weaker than the level 4 demons, but he could definitely beat the level 2 demons. And here's the exact hierarchy, and here's who's strongest and second strongest and third strongest. Like, that's such a lame thing to do to a story. It's like dissecting a frog. It's like, yeah, you've explained how it works now, but now the thing is dead.
Yeah, I think that's definitely the case, where they made him, legible and understandable. I would have even maybe been okay with that scene if he had, like, walked out the door and you just saw Charlie looking on in horror as her face is lit up with explosions and flashes
Yeah.
of light or something.
Like the horror of the unseen is always
Yeah,
cooler.
they showed way too much of his powers, and it just turned him into like one of the crew. He's still the big guy, but he's just a member of the squad now. And by the fight with Adam, it became just totally that way, where you see him doing Naruto
just some
moves
dude.
and
Yeah,
exactly
yeah.
how strong he is. You realize that Serpentius almost killed the guy who could beat him, which was fine. I'm glad Serpentius got his moment. It didn't work, but he got his moment. After having sex with an entire nightclub after sucking 50 dicks
after being butt fucked, all night.
Yeah.
His he got one kiss and then he fucking evaporated.
With a sore cloaca, he limped to the battle and then got a minor victory.
It's the thing you said earlier, Will, about being killed by an angel. It is an interesting point that Adam seems to be an angel, even though that doesn't make
like one
as
of
much
the criteria.
No, but what I'm saying is, like, why would Adam be an angel? Like, that's not how angels work in the Bible. Like, they're not people who get turned into angels. Angels are their own thing that have always existed. And then some of them became evil and go down to hell and are demons. And like a human dying should never turn them into. It's not like Jesus up in heaven has angel wings, if that were a thing.
I mean,
it's kind of weird. Like,
by angel, I mean, let's say
a person from heaven. Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
I mean,
it's all about fucking steel.
Vivzy is just
imagine
making
getting killed.
Shit up. Like, it's not trying to make
imagine
sense.
getting killed by Twink Peter at the gates. Like, that would be the most embarrassing. That would be the most embarrassing guy from heaven to get killed by. Would be the fucking
welcome to heaven.
Yeah, welcome to heaven. Put a hatchet to the head. He kills you with the keys.
He's Will
He should
Smith.
have the key. That he has. Yeah, he has a giant key. And he it's like Kingdom Hearts. He has a keyblade and he stabs you with it. Yeah, and he unlocks your DNA. Yeah.
Your stand.
Yeah. I mean, it is. I'm interested to see what's going to happen with Serpentius. Like, is he going to come down and if they decide to keep up the extermination policy, is he going to come down and have to murder his friends? What drama?
I am 100%.
What crazy tragedy.
There's going to be at least an episode dedicated to Serpentius having wacky fish out of water adventures trying to fit into heaven.
That's for sure.
Where he's going to keep saying cunt and talking and
there's
trying to make
any murders going on.
Yeah, he's trying to make inventions.
Yeah. Here we're all nice, but I made a laser weapon. No. Make a cake.
Yeah.
And he's gonna be like missing his egg bodies.
Oh yeah,
I was gonna say that.
Where are the
His poor
eggs?
egg buddies. They got evaporated, I guess, unless they all turned up in heaven too.
Is that how it works? Is it like vampires? If your lord gets into heaven, then you... I guess that's how it works in Christianity too, kind of. Okay,
well,
never mind.
Speaking of imagining weird... Speaking of imagining weird lore things, there is the very big question of what happens when guys from heaven or hell die and don't show up in the other place. Like, is there a limbo? Or are they literally just like out of existence? Like, you get one chance. The first time you die, you get to go to one of these two. If you die again, you just fucking vanish, unless you swap to the other side.
I mean, that was the first sign of they maybe didn't think this through that much. When they first were...
Like the angel who got decapitated.
When the pilot happened, I kind of wondered... My initial idea was, oh, I get it. Like, if you're killed in heaven by anyone but an angel, you just revive in hell. Oh, that's what I mean. Like, if you're in hell and another hellion kills you, you just respawn back in hell a little bit later and do that forever. And then if an angel kills you, you become, like, you of the void. You just disappear or something. That was my first thought, but then it seems like that's obviously not what happens.
I mean, it definitely makes sense that angels normally killing you would just evaporate you, because if the problem is overpopulation, supposedly, even though that's probably bullshit, but even if that's the idea, like, cutting down the population implies that you're getting rid of all these hell denizens. Like, they have to vanish. They have to disappear.
I think they actually disappear if they kill each other. Because
it makes sense.
As far as I know, nobody ever died in heaven. Not a single time.
Yeah,
so we don't know what actually happens.
Yeah.
But in hell, we know that people that die by others or by angels that were sinners and are not as serpentious and try to redeem themselves, they don't appear anywhere ever again.
Yeah, I think you just disappear. I think that's probably a safe assumption at this point, because if there was reincarnation or something, I feel like they would have told us by now.
I think there is certain like criteria for like people in hell to go to heaven, and in heaven nobody dies.
Yeah.
That's I think was the plan, but only if you like redeem yourself in hell, like by like check all marks on the list, and then die by like an angel or like the exterminator. Then you come back into heaven.
But the whole, I mean, the big black hole that everything here is circling, and the elven in the room that Hasbin itself isn't gonna mention probably, is that there should be a god.
Yeah, where the fuck is God? Also in the
knocking
show,
around
where the
somewhere.
fuck is God?
Did he make these rules? If so, why? Why didn't he just go, oh, there isn't a hell. If I don't like someone, I fucking destroy them. Like when Lucifer goes against me, I say you don't exist anymore because I'm God and I'm omnipotent. Like there being a bunch of rules doesn't make sense unless they're just things that happen to be rules of the universe that no one created. And then why would they be so specific? Like,
well, I don't.
Oh, because the
remember.
creator made the show. That's right.
Yes, but I don't remember right now. They at the beginning of the first episode, they told the story, right?
Yeah.
Like they
told.
What did they say?
beginning
The
of
god or
Garden of
the
Eden.
angels created?
I think they said God.
I don't
I
think
don't
they
remember.
mentioned God.
Word.
Yeah.
I
And-
feel like they do. I'm gonna look this up.
Okay.
And
well,
another thing, they will never like mention God because they afraid.
And Jesus either. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, where the
because they afraid.
I mean,
But
I don't see
think
Jesus.
they ever mentioned God.
I don't see
Like,
Jesus
Jesus
showing
goes
up. I do want to know where God is, because I feel like that should be on the table. Like, I think there, if nothing else, there should be like a door where they're like, okay, we go in. If you open this door, this is where God is, and you open it up. It's
Well,
just
that's
like
why
a,
I said that's
it's just like a
the
shimmering
elephant
void.
in the room that
Yeah.
the show doesn't want to mention. It's like, oh right, all these things are predicated on there being a god, but no one ever calls
but-
upon him or mentions him. Yeah.
But was there ever like a God? Was he mentioned?
I don't think he was.
I'm trying to find.
That's
the
why I'm
story.
asking. It's the beginning of the first episode.
Well,
not
I'm
the
looking.
pilot.
I'm looking for.
I think they just talk about
I'm looking at the
heaven
clip
and
notes.
stuff in the abstract. I don't think they mention anyone specific as like a creator.
Let me see.
Oh fuck. I have too many dashes. Yeah, it is weird they gotta show up. One thing that annoys me, my biggest problem with the show, okay, this is my biggest problem with the show, fucking Peter. The actual character slash human, you know, Peter, the apostle, he's too good a character slash guy to turn him into just an effeminate little Keat that sings a song about how sexy everyone is at the doors of heaven. Like, don't do that to Peter. Like, that's just mean. You know, he deserves better than that. My second biggest problem with the show is probably what they do with Alistair by the end, although it's not even like a huge complaint. It's more like I'm not sure that was the right way to do it. My third biggest problem with the show is fucking Lucifer comes and fights at the end, and they never explain why he wasn't fighting in the first place, or what the consequences of him doing
He was busy playing with his ducky toys.
It's like, can Satan just kill Adam and no one cares? Or, you know, with the assist from Nifty?
That's what they're gonna address that in season 2 for sure.
Well, the thing is, Satan
Heaven is
an
gonna be like,
angel.
you fucking killed. Well, yeah.
Well,
but he's
Satan is an
he's
angel, Adam
angel with
isn't.
pointy teeth. Yeah.
Why hasn't he killed Adam like 5 million years ago then? If he's strong
he did
enough to
something
fight
worse.
Adam.
He fucked his wife. So.
Fucked his wife, yeah. Yeah.
Twice.
He fucked his wife twice.
And it's like, Adam
no,
didn't have the
real
thought,
quick.
oh, if I try to kill Satan's daughter specifically, he might show up? Like, why did no one think of that?
Yeah, I don't know. But the fucking I watched the intro, by the way, and you guys are right. They just mention a city of gold ruled by angels, and then that the angels
That's
created
the thing.
humans. Yeah, yeah.
Is there a god?
So
It was never mentioned a god
okay,
even existing in this
but Whale,
universe.
you understand that like if there were these initial angels who created Adam, and they're like these ones are like the super top dog angels. One of them is the leader. He's essentially God because he's the leader of all the angels in heaven.
Is
So
like Michael?
there's always going to end up being like a sort of God who created like how are
Yes,
angels
and
created.
it's
They just
gonna be
pop into
something-
existence because they made the humans. Yeah.
Not from a Bible, for sure. It's
No,
gonna
it's
be
gonna be like
something
some
different.
some new thing. Yeah. Yeah.
It's gonna be another like Adam.
Well,
Like,
I mean,
because-
not to be a dick, but even having Lilith, they're
Michael-
already well outside the realm of, Orthodox Christian lore.
Yeah, that's true.
Orthodox, you say, because it's Catholic. I think.
Conventional. I meant conventional,
Well,
not Orthodox with a
Lilith
capital.
is a
O.
biblical figure, but it's
Like,
like
Well,
a
she's
it's like a
No.
translation
Yeah,
quirk. is
Bible is
essentially
an
what she
No,
American
is.
thing.
Lilith is a figure from Jewish folklore.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah. Wait, is there someone here? Oh, I need to get the teardrop.
But fucking
But
God
fucking,
damn
you
it, what was I
say?
gonna say? Butt fucking is all what has been is all about, baby.
Yeah.
Uh,
That's what's on Adam's list. Take it up the ass. Or no, stick it to the man. That's what it meant.
Stick it to the man.
Stick it to the man. Oh shit.
Oh.
Oh wow.
I was gonna say you said Michael, and that's something I mentioned a few times watching it. I was like, I wonder if they're gonna show any specific angels other, which is weird because they show Peter, so they're like, okay, we have some. Peter isn't technically an angel either. He's a disciple who went to heaven, and then
Yeah.
when the actual angels show up, they're not the names of normal. Like they're not called Daniel and Michael and like the
Of
names
course
of
they're
they're
not.
called. Well, they could have been. Adam is a fucking biblical name. Like you can use names from the Bible. Lucifer is a biblical name. Like there's no. They could say Michael, but instead they call the seraphim, which is just a generic term for a kind of angel, and Emily, which is just a human name, which just doesn't make much sense. But okay. So they're like these are. Essentially, what the show is doing is being like, look, these are just a lot of coincidences, okay? All of this stuff looks a lot like what you guys know as heaven and hell, and all these demons and angels. But actually, this is just like any resemblance to actual religion
Well, it's
is
a
purely
parody,
coincidental. Well, yeah, I know, but that like it's just funny that they're doing that. Because some things you can kind of predict and be like, oh, that makes sense. Like when Adam is eating ribs, that's funny because he made Eve out of his rib. But then other things, nothing to fucking do. Like, why does he have a holographic screen for a face for no reason?
Because it looks
like
cool.
Adam would do. Yeah, because it looks cool. Well, exactly. That's what I mean. Like, that's why I don't think a lot of these like questions are gonna get answered because a lot of it is just I thought it looked cool and I appreciate that. I respect that. Yeah.
Man, I'm killing this Hydra so bad right now.
They finally showed the seraphims in the anime. That was fun. I like how they look. Sorry, that's One Piece. You don't know what I'm talking about.
I don't.
But
In
I
the
saw a few
anime?
clips.
Ooh.
Yeah, I saw how they
It's
looked.
been couple of weeks ago, they showed like the Jinbei one.
Well, no, they showed the I saw a YouTube clip of the Mihawk
Yeah,
one,
Mihawk
attacking
that's what,
and
I think
and
that
the
was
bow
months
one.
ago, actually.
Okay. Well, I don't know. I haven't kept up with the anime, but I was just on YouTube and I happened to click on some clips because I enjoy watching all the amazing Sakuga. I watched the Blackbeard and Trafalgar fight, which looked really cool. The show looks so
Well,
good right now. Like it's so unfair.
Anime
When I was
okay,
when I was a
you can talk.
teenager, I was just gonna say when I was a teenager, I watched so much I read the manga too, but I also watched the anime because like I wasn't into that many things, so I had time to spend watching all these episodes of the inferior adaptation. And like the animation was stilted, there's fucked up frames and shit, like it's all messed up. It's not like ugly, but it's not good either. And now when I'm an adult and I only ever read the manga occasionally is when they break out one of the like best looking shonen
Yes.
anime of all time. And I'm like,
Yes.
God damn it, I'm not gonna go. I don't have time to watch all of Wano and Egghead, like as an anime. Like I can't do that now. I'm too old.
Yeah, and they are still using the old trick. Like one episode is like half a manga chapter.
Oh yeah.
It's
But
like
that's why
ridiculous.
I vicariously enjoy the anime secondhand by watching occasional YouTube clips that show up in my recommendations, like
But
like that cool clip when Gold Roger and Whitebeard hit their weapons together, and there's a fucking crazy Mob Psycho animation going on.
Okay,
Yeah.
if they followed the manga that slowly for years and years and years, have they not bought
Yeah.
themselves enough time to speed up a
Well,
bit,
they
or
have-
they?
I mean, they've had a lot of. They do catch up every now and again, which is why they need to do. I don't know if they do them anymore, but they had to do filler arcs for so long.
that's
There
the
was-
thing. From like the biggest shonen series, One Piece has the least filler. It's like 50 episodes from
Yeah, the worst
thousands.
The worst one for filler was definitely Naruto.
Yeah,
Then Bleach,
it has
Bleach
like
seconds to that. Yeah.
Yeah, I still remember it has 700 episodes and 350 or 360
Yeah.
are filler. It's like
Yeah.
stupid.
It is, yeah. And like all of that filler shit was just like lame. Like I don't think no one in retrospect has been like, you know what? That one filler arc was dope as fuck. No,
You know,
like
I will say there were
some
a
of the
few,
Bleach filler ones were okay. But
There were a few
uh,
Naruto filler things that I look back on fondly, but if I could go back
oh,
in
the
time
fuck I
and
was wrong.
recommend myself to, watch them
To
again,
skip
I
them, yeah.
wouldn't. Like if for some horrifying reason I had to watch Naruto again, I would never watch the filler if I had any choice not to.
Horrifying reason.
Yeah, some horrifying
Filler-
reason. The government grabs me and says I'm going to prison if I don't watch Naruto again.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure there's probably some example out there where filler was good, but like
Yes, the
Where-
G8
which one?
base in One Piece.
I don't.
After Skypiea.
Wait,
Oh.
is this where they land and they land inside the other like
Yes.
mobile? Oh, Unique
Yeah.
Namesaurus made a video saying this was like the one
Okay,
great
that was
filler
kinda
thing.
cool. I mean, if we're counting the movies, I do think the sixth movie, the Baron with the flower on its head, I mean, that's a good movie, so I guess that's pretty good filler. But, like, I hate the fucking Full Metal Alchemist 2003 filler, which is annoying because, like, the
The
show.
Well,
entire second
it's
half of
the
the
entire
show.
show.
Yeah, the whole
filler.
second half. Well, the first bit, the like Hughes bit up till Hughes dying, it at least is still it has filler, but it is still showing the stuff that the manga did. In fact, in some parts, it's more complete than the Brotherhood thing. Like they show
Well,
the
that's
Yogi
the point.
backstory. They show the. I think Hughes like is. This is the one thing I'll give 2003. I mean, obviously it has some really good animation and it can look really good and has a good soundtrack. But like the best thing about the 2003 one probably is that it does the Maze Hughes death better because you spend much more time with him and it's done more dramatically. I think it does the Shout Tucker thing probably better too. Like it has more time to spend on like these early bits. It does them really well, and then after that, it's the worst thing ever. Like the original characters suck shit. There's a fucking robot. Dante is the worst villain. Like it's just this like if you know anything about the manga, even when you don't, even when you watch it and not having read the manga, you're still like, this feels weird. Like, what is going on? Why are all the characters' backstory, like, stories dead ending, and none of them are completing all the arcs that were set up for them early? This is horrendous. And then you read the manga or watch Brotherhood, and you go, oh, that's what was supposed to happen.
Yeah, and that's the problem with the Brotherhood, that the beginning is like so rushed. If you watch only Brotherhood,
I
like
totally
what the fuck
agree.
is going on?
It's annoying when you try and show people, like, when you recommend them, like, oh man, Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood is a really good show. And they go, really? And they're like, kind of, they're not 100% sure. And then what do they get hit with? A fucking filler episode, which doesn't make much sense. I guess they put it in there to try and, like, remind people of all these characters in case
Yeah.
I don't
think
know.
Not really like a filler. Like the first 10 episodes
like a-
looks like a
yeah.
speed run. Of,
Yeah, it's like
everything.
yeah. Well, what I'm saying is the very first one with like the Ice Alchemist, that's just made up for Brotherhood. That could be cut. It just like introduces all the characters in a different way. Then it goes into like you said, a speedrun version of the original, which is it's fine, I guess. It's not like it's the best part of the story, but there's a lot of good shit they cut out of there. And it's like they're trying to I almost feel like I'm sure there is someone has made a guide with like an ideal watch order where you mix in episodes from the 2003 version and you get the ideal version of the Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood anime. You like for the first 25 episodes or whatever, you watch like a couple of Brotherhood ones and then mostly the 2003 ones, and you cut out all the filler, and then once Hughes dies, or whatever the turning point is, then you just switch to Brotherhood. Like that's probably
a good idea.
the most complete. Yeah. Maybe I'll do that. Maybe I'll research this and make a fucking post on 4chan of the ideal watch order. Like, it's frustrating because like I do think the anime is better than the manga for Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood. I like the manga just fine, but I enjoy the art style of the anime more. I like the music a lot. I think it gains a lot. Like, I think the fight scenes in the manga are probably the worst part. They're fine, but Hiromu Arakawa isn't really a super great fight scene artist, whereas in the anime they have Studio Bones, which is probably one of the best studios for animating fight scenes, and they give it their own choreography and shit. Yeah, I enjoy the anime versions more, but it's annoying that we still don't have like a very perfect one. But Brotherhood is still great, of course. I don't want to shit on it. Maybe they'll do it one day with Soul Eater.
Yeah.
Fingers crossed.
I got duped at the time because I was like, oh, it's the first season, then the movie, then the second season. And I was like, what the fuck is gonna happen in the second season? And it's just restarted. I was like, oh.
The second part of Soul Eater is not like the anime is not like horrible. Like it's not embarrassing the way 2003 FMA is, but it's not really that great, and it's pretty unsatisfactory. Like it has some cool fight scenes and stuff that are anime original, and it has a few cool moments. Yeah,
Soul Eater 2003.
No. I said it's not as bad as 2003 FMA. Like the contrast between the original the manga material and the new stuff they came up with. Like I think they were more faithful in their filler for Soul Eater. Because it doesn't
not
go
like the feast.
I'm not saying
like
I'm not saying it's like I take the manga any day over that, but it wasn't like the worst shit as a teenager to watch the whole anime. I wasn't like, what the fuck have they done? I was just like, okay, that was kind of an odd place to end at, but I guess. Then I went and read the manga, and I was like, okay, yeah they did a better job than most, but it's still not ideal. I still want an adaptation of the fucking rest of the shit.
Of fucked up animes. Like there's like a lot of cases like that.
Yeah,
right?
there's loads. Yeah.
The thing is, and it's always ones that I try to enjoy this manga, like Soul Eater, of course, like Full Metal Alchemist, yes. Then I was so disappointed with the Blue Exorcist.
Oh yeah,
I
forgot about that.
10 episodes in, and then 15 episodes of just like filler. And the second season comes, and they just forget that the filler existed.
It's just annoying because we all know it's just a result of like the hustle, right? It's like it's all to make money. They're like, exactly. We need to make an anime when this thing is fucking hot. Like, they're doing it less and less now, thankfully, but like especially in the 2000s, they're just like, oh my god, this manga has made it past 30 chapters in Shonen Jump. Holy fuck, dude, we're in the money. Let's start adapting it right the fuck now. Then they catch up to it and they go, well, fuck, we can't just do a hiatus or anything. This isn't the fucking streaming era. Like, and then we were robbed. Of so much good shit, and now and even when they adapt it later, it's like, lots of the time it doesn't work because they fuck it up. Like, So many examples, like Berserk 2016, they just fucking ruined it. I don't give a shit about the D Gray Man continuation. I tried watching the first episode and it was one of the ugliest, like, fucking digital animation
I'll be
things
right
I've ever
back.
seen. It looked awkward as shit.
Well, I like the original The Gray Man.
I like the original.
Actually,
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. I when they continued the anime, they were like, "Oh, we didn't finish the first one." They continue it like what was it, like 2018 or something like that? And I tried watching the
16.
first episode. Yeah, okay. But I tried watching the first episode, and it just like had terrible direction and like looked just bad, just like in terms of
Well,
quality.
the thing
And
is, there's supposed to be like a time skip in the manga, and they
I
come
remember.
after a time skip, and
Hmm.
here's the characters because you forgot, you totally forgot. So let me show you again. And what are we gonna do? We gonna do nothing.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
We're just gonna
D-Gray-Man
show
isn't-
you.
D-Grayman is fine, but it was never like one of my like absolute favorites. Like it's always been a kind of a B tier shonen in my head. So that's fine, I suppose. But yeah, I definitely would be so up for a Soul Eater. They should call it Soul Eater Resonance. They should call it like Brotherhood, and then they would make they just
Soul Eater
continue it.
Brotherhood.
Like yeah, just continue it from where the other one cut off. Like you don't need to the first half of the 2008 anime still looks fucking great. Like still has some of the best animated fight scenes.
Yeah,
pretty
but
much,
they killed the Kishin or whatever.
Well, I know, but yeah, just pretend, just ignore, just pretend all of that shit didn't happen.
No
fucking,
feasting happened. Yes.
Yeah, fucking Stein didn't go fucking crazy cuckoo bananas that early, and just wait till he gets to the moon to do that.
They go to the moon?
Yes, I keep telling you this over and over. Every single call I say, yes, they go to the fucking moon. The fucking Kishin turns to Maka, and he goes, one of these days, bam, pow, straight to the moon.
The fight at the mouth of the moon.
Yeah, they fight in the mouth of the moon, they fight in the nose of the moon.
And they at the end, they did not kill him. They sealed him.
No, that's right, they sealed him again, which never goes wrong ever with the Kishin. Don't worry about it. Cut to Soul Eater 67 years in the future, and they fucking find, what is this weird jar, or whatever the fuck. Astronauts land on the moon and they unseal the Kishin.
No! Well, this run is...
Yeah, I the moon arc does have a few problems, but it has some of my favorite bits, like when Stein goes on the moon and he's got the fucking Kishin energy and he's just popping demons and imagining that they're full of fucking confetti and shit is one of my favorite scenes in manga.
My favorite part, I would say, was when they like straight up knocked the tooth out of Moon.
Oh yeah. They pop the tooth out of it. That's right. He fucking bashes it. Yeah, so cool.
That was so
like,
stupid, but so cool. Yes.
Because yeah, I mean Mjolnir is such a cool weapon. Like it's so cool to just see. I love when they do weird combinations of Meisters and within their weapons in Soul Eater. Like it's one of the more fun dynamics they can do. Like so, normally they can't do it because like there needs to be a perfect resonance. But some Meisters, like Steiner's, so fucking cool that he can just use any weapon. So when he uses Soul, or when he uses the fucking girl who turns into like a lamp, like with a chain, like for one fight. That's really cool. He uses Death Scythe. I really like that dynamic because you get to hear like two characters that don't often interact, like squabbling with each other and being like, "Why aren't you working right?" And Mjolnir is one of the fucking sickest ones. I like when Sid uses the sniper girl.
You like
all
Soul
that stuff's
Eater
great.
very much.
I love Soul Eater. It's one of my favorite things.
I have not reread it for like an eternity right now.
It's been a while. I don't reread it often, but I will often just leaf through my volumes I have on my shelf just to look at some of the cooler. Like some of the volumes I have of the manga I've like leafed through them like hundreds of times. Like for references and for inspiration and stuff like that. Like the one I probably have just like leafed through the most is volume 14, where it's like it has the fights. It has a Kid versus Mosquito, and it has Black Star versus Mifune, all in the same volume, and that is just like a great one to just get inspired with. It's such a fucking good volume. And it has a cool section where I love when he changes, like Okubo the mangaka. He's really good at also just like putting in like cool other art styles he's a fan of. So I love it. Like it has the cool segment when Maka and Soul get turned into puppets, and it turns into like this creepy, weird, like illustration art style. I love when Stein cuts Medusa in half and it turns all graffiti and it's all like harsh shadows and cool angles and shit. I love when he does that. He does it a bit in Fire Force too.
Reread it.
Yeah.
I haven't touched it for like 15 years? Yeah, no. It ended in like 2014. I reread it when it ended. I was reading it as an ongoing, and then reread it fully when it ended. So it's like 2014, like 10 years ago.
I think I also I read when, but I have it all physically on my big shelf. One of the first arguments I don't think you've ever mentioned it. Do you like Fire Force, Whale? What do you think?
The thing is, I never finished it because I was reading it.
I haven't finished it.
That implies you got past the beginning.
I did exactly the same as you. Yeah.
At 200 chapters, and I was like, "Fucking hell!" Like fight after fight. I want more, but it's an ongoing. I'll wait. And I'm still waiting.
I'm still Also, my friend told me like 2 years ago, like, oh, it's finished. And I was like, oh, cool. I'll catch up on it, and then I just never did.
Well, I'm starting to go back to things. For example, I haven't watched like anime properly for like 10 years. Bits and pieces like from everywhere, but to like sit down and watch like a season only like a couple months ago. I watched like Freerium, the Apothecary Diaries, like the solo leveling, because I know solo leveling. I read it. It's cool.
Mm-hmm.
People think it's legendary. I don't think so. It's great. It's not like a mega thing. Like it's not One Piece, but it's still really great. It looks really good, and the anime, I was like, Hiroyuki Sawano?
That's
the same guy that animated Jujutsu Kaisen, animating the fight scene. I was like, okay, you got me.
I was showing Green some cool Jujutsu the fight scenes from season 2.
You should show him and watch yourself the 11th episode of Soul Leveling.
Sure, why not? Yeah, I showed Green the blood guy fight, and the insane one between Sukuna.
I didn't watch the anime. I read the manga, so I didn't really watch the anime.
Well, yeah, but like you're saying with solo leveling, I mean, I don't think you need to watch. I mean, the soundtrack is really good, but you should just still go on YouTube maybe and just look at the animation and the fights, like in the main fight scenes, because it's
the thing is,
insane.
I think to myself that I'll probably watch it later, like the whole season, and never go to it. That's why I don't like watch.
That's fine.
Just fights.
But yeah, the one between. I understand. Yeah, the one between Sukuna and the fucking the adapting.
The immortal
demon,
thing?
The thing that kept adapting. That it's like the best animation I've seen since Mob Psycho season 3. Like I was
the same guy that animated that. Animated the 11th episode.
That's cool. Yeah, but it was insane because I could see the animators getting whipped and money burning like on the screen because it just keeps going. It's like a 12 minute, maybe it's even 15-minute, like continuous insane animation, fucking crazy action, new shit happening, changes art style like 4 times, which I'm all for. Like this insane fucking like what's the word, like opulence, like it was like dripping with. I was like, this is obscene how much like how much money they fucking like and time and effort they've spent on this. Like this is insane.
And then you
yeah,
have the second season of One Punch Man, and you cry.
Yeah, and I cry. Exactly. What could have been? Me and Green
And
were just
the third
watching the
season
One
is
Punch
coming.
Man subterranean fight the other day just for fun because it's such a fucking cool scene.
Subterranean.
And the one where he
Which one?
dreams about the underground dudes showing
Oh
up.
yeah.
Yeah.
These
I mean,
guys.
I've watched the Boros fight like probably 50 times.
Did you
Especially
read
as a
the manga?
teenager. Yes, I did. I love
The thing is, you know what fight is coming next, and
well, yeah,
I'm not watching that shit.
yeah.
and-
I don't think that. I mean, it depends. If they get all the original team back, yeah, sure, I'll give it
Yeah.
a shot.
What do you mean original team? It was
I mean-
first. It was the Madhouse. Now it's a different studio altogether.
Exactly. So fuck them. Well, they could pinch all the animators. Like the Boros fight scene is animated by Itaka Nakamura, even though he doesn't work at Madhouse. He works at Bones, but they got him they contracted him for just this one fight scene, and the subterranean one. I think that's why it's got all the cubes flying all over the place. Because they can do freelancing too, so maybe they could get, I don't know, just get whatever was
Yeah.
missing from season 2 back. Just do that.
Well, we'll just have to wait and see. But I'm prepared to be disappointed at this point.
I do. I love the Garo fights. Is great. I've
Cosmic Garo.
the cosmic one. Yeah.
Yes.
I've talked with Green about how like it was a pain like trying to keep up with One Punch Man as it came out was an unbearable slog.
I've
But now
fallen off
like
very hard. I mean,
but
one
going-
fight
but you-
lasted
Green, you should-
years.
Green, you should go back and just speed read the whole Cosmic Garo thing because it
It's
is
just straight up fun.
fucking insane and hilarious. He sneezes and explodes a moon. Like
That's not a moon. That's Satan.
it's not a moon. It's
like
is it? I thought they were on the moon of Jupiter, not on the planet itself.
yes, but he sneezed and not fucked up not the
No.
moon.
No, 'cause there was-
itself.
No. Wait a second. There was rocks flying at. It wouldn't make any sense if it was.
Yes, he made a
Jupiter.
serious table
They're made out of
flip.
gas.
No. he-
Yeah, I know.
But he sneezed and like
I think he was on a gigantic moon of Jupiter, not on the planet itself.
yes, but he sneezed at the Jupiter and
But he
fucked
didn't.
it
But
up.
he didn't. Yeah, he fucked it up, but he didn't like. I remember him like disintegrating a whole planetoid, like.
Yes, he was on the moon and he did a serious table flip
Oh, okay.
and destroyed the moon. But when he
Yeah,
sneezed,
that's-
he destroyed the Jupiter.
Yeah, but it's just fucking awesome. And
And
it's
the- and then
hilarious.
he
Green. The
farted
whole
and moved
thing.
faster than
Yeah.
light. Yes.
The whole thing with Garo is that he's like by far the most strongest, scariest, most powerful evil being ever, but he keeps trying to do evil stuff and then ends up saving people and making them happy instead. And he's like, "No, I'm trying to be a supervillain." He's like, they're like, "Thank you. You saved us from that volcano that was going to erupt." He's like, "God damn it, I'm a monster." They're like, "No, you're a hero." Like it's such a funny dynamic to have. It's great. And then you get the sexy fight with Tatsumaki.
Oh wait, sexy fight with Tatsumaki, you say?
Yeah, her boobs are all pressed against him. She's flying around with
Sold.
no underwear.
Wait, is
Yeah.
this the
She
one
has
with that?
underwear. It's canon.
Yeah, is this the one where
Wow.
Keen sees her underwear and everyone was mad?
Yes.
Yeah, that's the one.
God damn it!
There
We
is
used
a
to have standards.
there's one of the volumes I have of the manga. The illustration on the back it's a volume 7, and it's Tatsumaki like flying away from Boris's spaceship and carrying a bunch of KO'd villains with their psychic powers. And if you pay attention, she's flying in the air, and the what's he called, the genius kid, like the
Child
inventor
Emperor.
kid. Child Emperor is flying behind her, and he's like blushing in the artwork because you can see her ass because he's flying behind her. It's a funny artwork. I'll see if I can find it.
Sounds pretty cool.
Yeah.
And of course, she's 28.
Obviously.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Yes. The thing is, the guy that redraws One Punch Man, right?
Yusuke Murata.
Yeah, as I heard, he made his own animation studio.
Is that
really?
true?
Yes, I'm
Whoa.
planning to do something with it.
Oh yeah, look
not
at the art.
sure.
Look at the. I posted the artwork here. You can see Child Emperor's little blushing face. Follow his
such
eyes.
a little virgin.
Yeah. Also, I like how King is grabbing onto his propeller fish.
Keen is such a good gag character.
Yeah,
It's been so long and people still don't know.
Yusuke Murata is also one of my favorite manga artists because to this day he's still. One Punch Man obviously has like loads of digital effects put on afterwards, like the shading and all these effects. But the actual pages themselves, he draws them all still physically, like with a pen. And these color pages, like this one where the kid's blushing, he does those all like he did live streams where he colors them all with Copic markers, 100% him. Like he's such a fucking beast still.
yes.
Yeah. Like if you just follow his Twitter, he just like posts like these giant piles of like 60 pages. You're just like, yep, another one done.
Just like Togashi, am I right?
I already told you that one of my like favorite mangas ever. Yes, I Shield 20.
Ice Shield is really fun to read because when you start it, he is like he's obviously skilled, but he's not really that good. Yeah,
it's like progresses extremely.
Yeah, he's so fucking fast. Like it's insane. Like you see him like just fucking in real time. Like it's like panel to panel he's improving. And then you get like I have like the digital file of the art book of all like the color spreads from Ice Shield. And they're just like the most fucking insane things you've ever seen. Like,
okay.
Such a machine. I really wish they would do a Manben episode for him. If you don't know, Will, Manben is like it's a Japanese TV show where the guy who did Monster and Pluto, he goes to different mangaka studios for like a week and films them working and talks to them and shit. I really wish he would do one with Yusuke Murata. Like that'd be so much fun.
Well, he's busy making his own
animation
studio.
I really
right
wish.
now.
Oh man, it would have been so great if he had got Miura before he died. Fuck.
I don't know that Miura would have.
Miura probably they asked him and he probably declined.
I mean he is probably one of the 2 or 3 people who even would have a shot of getting Miura, and I still wouldn't hold my breath.
Some of the best ones, some of the absolute best ones are the Golgo 13 guy who is like 95, and he's just like. They come into his office and he's this tiny little old man and he's smoking a cigarette the whole time, every single time. And he uses the cigarette to dry the correction fluid faster on his drawing. Like he passes the tip of the cigarette like near it. And Urasawa's like, "Whoa, holy shit, are you scared that I'll catch fire?" And he's like, "Yeah, I used to lose a lot of drawings like that." It is just like he's showing all these old artworks, and then there's like a really cute moment where this fucking master mangaka who did Pluto and shit like acts like a total fanboy, and he goes up to him and he's like, "Did you know my first ever manga chapter got released in the back of a Golgo 13 magazine? I still have the issue here." And he's like, "Oh, that was you," and it's like a really wholesome moment. And then the old Golgo 13 dude is like, "Even back then you were good, like as a 19-year-old or whatever." It's so cool. I love the one with Inyo Asano too. That's one of the best ones.
Asano
the pun guy.
I have not seen that one, and Asano, I imagine he's just a freak. Does he act normal or?
Asano is like he has like dyed blonde hair, and he looks like some hipster dude with like he looks like the writer from Bakuman, like the not Psycho, the guy who draws, his friend.
Yeah, that guy.
The other main character from Bakuman. He looks like that. Kind of.
Explain who is Asano.
Inyo Asano did Goodnight Pun Pun and Dead Demons Destruction. He's like a kind of art, like off-kilter weirdo mangas that he does. He's won loads of awards and shit. I don't
He
know
likes
what other
to.
work he's more
One thing
famous
you
for.
might recognize, he
Yeah.
tends to use altered photographs as his background.
Yeah, he uses these. They kind of look like Xeroxed photograph background. Then he draws over them. They show that in the episode. Yeah, he does these like. I mean, they're really hard to explain. They're like you kind of need to. They're all very different.
They're all
the
very.
things he does.
Yeah, he's also like very depressed and existential and shit.
Yeah, he's a weirdo. But
Pun
it's really
Pun
funny
itself
that
is basically just an exploration of someone who had like a shitty home life that a lot of manga begin with. This is how it would actually end up. Like, this is what actually happens to the kids who come from shitty broken homes. They don't become Hokage, they become crazy fucks with giant bird heads.
In one of the best continuity moments of Manben, in that episode, he introduces Urasawa to the concept of blue pencil and blue line for sketching your comic page because it doesn't show up when you scan the page. And Urasawa's like, oh, that's cool. And then like a few episodes later, he's drawing his manga Billy Bat, and he's using a blue pencil. And he's like, oh, Inyo Asano told me about this. Isn't it cool? It's like really fun. Yeah, there's a lot of good ones. He doesn't cover. We're talking about Manben. He doesn't. Yeah, unfortunately, I think it's hard to probably get into contact with like Shonen Jump mangaka. He never had done an episode with those. They're probably too busy to be able to just because it's quite the process. They need to like get a TV crew inside of their studio and like mic them up and have all these things on them for like a whole week.
Yeah, not just that.
Yeah.
The Shonen Jump is very.
Oh yeah, it's very secretive about everything.
Very
of course.
strict. Yes.
Yeah, of course. I didn't even think of that. Yeah, that's totally. Yeah, that's got to be an option. The case too. For
like
sure.
nobody's seen Oda for years. We only have his photographs from youth.
But
I mean,
speaking of Urasawa, I did finish the Pluto
anime. How was that?
You have read the manga, right, Michi?
I have read the whole manga. Yes, it's quite
Yeah,
short. It's about 60, 80 chapters. I want to say. Yeah.
I don't know. It was pretty good. Like
it's
a moment to like get into it and
for anyone who doesn't know, it's Naoki Urasawa adapted one of the arcs from the original Astro Boy, but made it like gritty and realistic and darker, while still respecting the source material, and made it into a really like cool tragic space opera.
I was surprised to see that Dr. Tenma is an Astro Boy character. So I guess then that the Dr. Tenma in Monster was inspired by
yeah,
the
for
Dr.
sure.
Tenma
A lot, so much of Urasawa's work is like his childhood obsessions and him kind of like venting them. Like that's what the whole of Billy Bat is about too. 20th Century Boys is all about that too. Like he's like literally most of the backgrounds in 20th Century Boys are based on his hometown and like photographs he took as a child and shit.
What is Billy Bat even about? I only know the weird.
Billy Bat is like this
thing.
Well, it's like this weird meta story about this like struggling manga artist who finds out that the character he's created and is really popular, he didn't even come up with him, and he's like an ancient symbol that transcends space and time. Like when they land on the moon, there's a fucking drawing of Billy Bat carved onto the side of the moon and shit like that, and it's like this great giant conspiracy is trying to understand what, and then he starts like hallucinating the character just talking to him throughout the story. It's cool.
Yeah, that sounds cool.
It's hard to summarize though, but yeah, Manben is great. I'm so happy because the episodes all have multiple times been scrubbed off the internet, and finally I found an archive which got taken off of YouTube again. But before it did, I fucking downloaded every single one, and I have them on a pen drive now, and they're saved forever.
What's it called?
Manben.
I'm gonna try to find it in 5 minutes.
Yeah, you can.
Sure. Good luck, especially with English subtitles. Yeah.
Manben Saint.
M-A-N-B-E-N. It might still be up on YouTube. I thought the guy got copyright stricken.
Yeah.
Manben, like manga, and then Ben is I forget what it's short for. It's like
Manben. Just Manben.
Oh, it is still on YouTube. That's good. But it wasn't. Look, all these are 7 months ago, so these are recent. But it might be blocked in Russia. I'm not sure. Oh yeah, he did one with Junji Ito, of course, the horror guy.
It was very scary.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's step a little bit further. What titles are you like waiting for? Because it's season change. It's now spring anime time.
You know, I'm gonna sound like the biggest idiot in the world for saying this, but I think I'm gonna watch the Blue Archive anime. It'll probably be terrible because it's an adaptation of a fucking gacha game, but it's starting.
Oh, I was fucking confused for a moment when you said Blue Archive. I was thinking about Blue Period, and that.
No.
I
Blue
was
Archive
thinking Blue
is
Gender.
the gacha game I like to play where all the characters have halos, and they're adapting the first arc of the game into an anime. It doesn't look super high production, but that's fine. It might be fun. So yeah, I'm looking forward to
was
that.
a little bit shocked when I saw that Remonster is being animated. Do you know what that is?
I have no idea.
It's like one of the
Korean one.
No, it's one of the first isekais that got manga adaptation from novels like 20 fucking years ago.
They're trying to do the Mushoku Tensei thing. Yeah.
Yeah, it was before. It's like
even before. Yeah, I know. But
ridiculously
they're going
old, and it was the same like as the slime one. The monster he like eats something, evolves or anything.
That is an annoying recurring thing that keeps happening. They adapt like these really old light novels, and then people go, "Oh, it's not very original. It's like all these things," and they're like, "No, it did that first. Goddammit!"
Yeah. And yeah, that's why I was like, really?
Yeah.
The Pirate Bay doesn't have Manban.
No,
either doesn't have the Russian.
I will upload it somewhere probably for people to download.
Go on the like Pirate Bay or something.
I usually use SoulSeek, which is like a peer-to-peer just application on the computer that the program you run. But they didn't have Manbet on there either. Or I think they had just season 1 maybe. There's like 4 seasons. And there's another one that only has aired in Japan, and I don't think is even online. It was just on television for the moment. So I'm waiting for that.
I was flipping through. Okay, you can talk, Green.
The things coming up, the only ones I even know about or care about at all are Konosuba and Mushoku, and I'm not even 100% sure those are next season. Other than that, I just don't know anything or care.
This year for sure.
They are spring. They're both coming
I want to see a list here of spring 2024.
Yeah.
There's more Slimy Isekai coming.
Slime, you
There's
say?
Boku no Hero Academia.
Season 7.
How
Season 7,
long? The manga's twice as long as it was supposed to be.
Yeah, I think the manga is going to end in like less than 10 chapters.
I honest to God thought you were going to say less than 10 years.
Not quite.
Wait, what? More Hibike Euphonium? I didn't. That seems like a big gap between season 2 and 3.
The thing is, the Kaiju number 8 is coming out.
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah.
I want to look at Kaiju battles. Yes.
About always looks cool when I see it in the store.
Oh, about Monban, one weird. I saw the episode with the Hibari-kun guy. Did you watch that?
Hibari?
Stop Hibari-kun. The
I watched all the
boy
episode.
one.
Oh
Yeah, I watched that one.
That one blew me away because it was like, I'm shocked that anyone knew or care who that guy was, and he was still around in like any capacity. That's like some very obscure shit.
He goes for some he has a big variety. Like he goes between modern authors and really old ones. He could easily do probably a Boichi one, wouldn't be crazy. Although if you want to just see Boichi drawing, you can just go to his YouTube channel and there's like dozens of videos of that anyway, so it's not a big loss. But it would be cool to see them talk.
For a moment, I thought you meant Bochi the Rock, like he was going to interview
No,
the character.
the Doctor Stone, the Doctor
Yeah.
Stone artist, Boichi.
Yeah, no, that makes way more sense.
There's gonna be a lot of weird stuff this year. Yeah.
There's
the
oh my god.
Suicide Squad Isekai. Yeah.
Okay.
Ooh.
Then there is
there-
The Witcher, and then there's Tomb Raider: The Legend of Lara Croft.
Okay. One weird one. No one probably has heard of this show, but does anyone know Bartender? It was like a 2000s, like 2001,
Oh
2002
fuck!
anime.
I've heard this brought up, but I know almost nothing about it.
I watched this as a teenager just because I once downloaded a shit ton of anime soundtracks on people's recommendation, and one of the ones I listened to was the Bartender soundtrack, and I thought that sounds cool, so I watched the anime. I'm not sure if I even finished it, but it was pretty fun. It was just like each episode he makes a different like cocktail that perfect like some client will show up, they'll have some emotional distress or life problem, and he will give them like sage advice, and then he will like often change their mind. It's kind of like Food Wars, kind of. He like changes their mind with like some amazing perfectly fitting cocktail that fucking blows them away and makes them remember their fucking youth or some shit. It was pretty chill, kind of. It's a bit boring, but pretty fun show. And now, for some reason, fucking like 20 years later, there's a fucking sequel here listed for April. Bartender Kami no Glass.
Yeah, from 20, like remonsters. Weird
Yeah.
things happening because Fairy Tail is back this summer.
God damn it!
Oh fucking no!
Yeah.
Why?
Wait.
don't
Whale,
know.
do you
Let it
like
die.
Fairy Tale?
Fairy Tail is like budget One Piece. It's like
Yeah.
Answer the
it has-
question, sir.
But I know Whale doesn't hate it as much as me. Like I really hate Fairy Tail.
If I have to choose between like it or not, I would say probably yes, but I have a lot of complaints because I like the characters. I hate the fucking world and the story.
Okay, that's fair. I mean, the characters are probably the best part.
Yes.
Like there are some good ones, which is not true about anything else in this the thing.
But
So
I hate
I
the
hate
story.
the guy's art
I-
style so
I
much.
hate the world.
I hate this fucking same face, stupid ass pointy teeth motherfuckers. There's some okay fan service, but even then, like, it's so lame.
I mean, I've seen the first 3 episodes of Fairy Tail, and then I know the fan.
I
service.
read
That's
like
literally
most of it as a teenager.
I read
read
the
the chunk
original
as well.
Fairy Tail and a lot of
Yeah.
the 100-year quest, but I
even
just
after,
couldn't handle
even-
it anymore.
even
There's
as a
some, like-
teenager, yeah, not long past after the time skip, even stupid like 15-year-old me was like, "Fuck this, I'm
Yeah.
done."
The thing,
That's a bad
had,
sign.
I had that fuck this shit, I'm out, but I still stayed. At the moment, the arena, there was like the tournament arc, let's say, and there like how would I say it? Everybody from Fairy Tail is like wounded, but they still standing, and there one guy comes in front and he's, "I cannot fight you, it will be not fair," and he cries. Like the blonde guy. I was like, what the fuck is this?
One of the lamest things they did in fucking Fairy Tail was they would have multiple times, I feel, Natsu faced an enemy which was also a fire guy, but he had a different fire or stronger fire. And then it was all like, "Oh no, how do I fight a guy of fire? Like, I can't do this." But then Natsu just makes stronger fire. That's how,
Yeah.
that's how he wins the fights. He's like, "Oh, hang on, I'll just burn even harder. Yay!"
Yay!
I'm gonna say that in the 100-year quest it becomes so much worse.
Oh my
They
god,
are-
how could it get worse?
They are fighting a wood dragon, one of the 4 legendary dragons, and
Yes, yes.
he is so enormous that he's like the size of a country. But Natsu, of course, is at the heart, where he fights like a smaller version, a humanoid version of a fucking,
course.
I don't know, wood elemental. like the
Yeah.
heart of this thing, and he loses, like he's getting beaten up. Then we cut to the like guild that trying to save people from the back of this or whatever. They're like fighting some copies. Blah, 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 blah. Then we cut back and Natsu's like gets up. No, I'm gonna and it beats the shit out of him. Like no reason, nothing changed, but he suddenly can beat him up. I was like,
Yeah.
Why?
He does that so much.
Yes. And then the moment that I was like, okay, I'm done with you, like for at least 10 years or something, there was a moment where they were fighting like a white witch. It's like the same, the beach on the same level as like the Zeref. There was the black magician Zeref and the white witch, which is, I will call you white bitch, because, and the thing happens that, if I remember correctly, the Makarov got possessed by a spirit of Ghost Dragon Slayer. First of all, what the fuck is that? How do you fight it? So Natsu like and pushes his soul out and beats him, then goes back and after the fight ends, the speculation starts. Like the characters start talking, and how was I able to possess Makarov? Because I can only possess a part of my family, like someone with my blood. And they talk, and then, oh yeah, remember I was part of the fairy tale guild 100 years ago, so yeah, I consider them family. That was okay, I die. That was the part that I was like, okay, okay, goodbye. That's like the final straw. It was like really fucking stupid, like really stupid.
I remember
More
really
more
stupid
stupid
one.
than like Natsu's another brother, or that there's a third parallel world. Like,
Yeah.
Okay, I'm done. I'm too angry.
I'm glad I hardly remember anything of Fairy Tail.
Yeah, you're
So
lucky
I
guy.
overwritten this with better things.
Hey, nobody cares about the second season of Tower of God this summer. Yay!
Nope.
Oh yeah, but
Nobody
like,
cares.
did you watch the first season?
I watched it. Yes, I read the.
What did you think about it in terms of adaptation?
I think I'm glad that they didn't use the art from the, like they made it look way better.
I mean, I think they did a pretty good job in emulating the early art style.
Yes, but better.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Well, looking at the anime and thinking this looked
but
pretty
I meant more in terms of adaptation of the story and the characters and stuff like that.
I think they did all right.
I
I
think they
did
fucked
good.
a few things up that I wish they had done better.
Which I would say.
For instance, the whole relationship with Endorsi and Balm, they fucked that
Yeah,
up, which
they
is pretty
didn't
significant.
do my.
And
They like keep a little bit.
and another smaller thing is Rachel and fuck, I can not pronounce her name. The guide, the red-haired chick, Waryun, or however her name is pronounced. There's an important scene with her and Rachel that was cut. But what I liked was that we got some cool additions at times, like for Serena. The the stupid thing about that is that the character does not matter at all in the greater scheme of the of the story. So we just got.
You don't know.
I mean, the whole point of her character is that she realizes, oh, I don't want to actually climb the tower. I'm out. So
Wait! This year we're getting Dandadan. Is
Yes,
getting an anime.
then
Dun-dun-dun.
Monogatari.
That's great. I'm a big fan of the Dandadan manga.
There's
I'm also
a lot
looking forward
of trash, I would say.
90% of everything
That's
that
anime
they're in
for you.
before is
What the fuck is
Yeah.
YouTuber legend? How I went viral after forgetting to turn off my stream. It's the title of an anime. What
Sounds
the
awesome.
fuck is this?
It's about DSP.
Yeah, exactly.
Or where was it? I saw another one, like a paragraph. I was reincarnated as the seventh pride, so I can take my time perfecting my magical ability.
Oh shit, they're
Okay.
also making a fucking Rick and Morty anime. What?
Yes.
What the fuck?
I'm
As
good.
Yeah.
Reacher, as Tomb Raider, like there's a lot of shit. Chibi Godzilla, what the fuck is that?
Green,
like-
don't you want to watch the Rick and Morty anime with me?
I'd rather watch the fucking dick bite video again.
You don't you don't want to watch Data Life 5?
Nope.
Damn it!
I'm still getting
Oh.
through 4.
Oh, no.
Also, they're adapting fucking Junji Ito's Uzumaki, which is gonna go terribly.
Right.
They
All
announced
the
that like
Junji Ito
5 years ago, and we're still
adaptations are fucking awful.
Oh shit!
Like,
Oh shit! They are adapting the manga called Plus Sized Elf.
Oh, I
Oh,
know that one.
I know that one.
I know that
yeah.
one too.
Yeah.
This is gonna go either really good or really fucking
We
bad.
need to have RA under constant supervision.
Twitter's gonna be happy.
Yeah, it's got something for everyone. It likes you have something for people that like ecchi fetish shows. You have something for people that want more alternative body types in media. There's something for everyone.
Yeah. So you want to watch Sword Art Online Alternative Gun Gale Online Season 2?
Yeah.
It's for retarded.
355 over 2 days.
Season like 99.
Ah, fuck.
Uh,
The
Yeah.
Devil May Cry one looks like it could be cool.
He
Well-
said like he was dropping a grenade over a
Possibly.
wall.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it's because it's
we're,
an
we're not
Netflix
talking
anime,
about spring
so-
anime anymore, are we?
No, I'm
general
just talking
anime this year.
2024. Yeah, 2024.
hmm.
Why does time pass?
Why not?
Good question.
Yeah.
We are.
Time didn't
Yeah.
pass.
Green,
we
do you
didn't-
want to watch the Blue Archive anime when it drops in a few days?
I mean, we can. It's fine.
Yeah.
I like to think I'll have better things to do with my time, but the answer is I probably
Archive.
won't. So
I put the new PV.
Yeah,
that
you're
came
no
out.
longer playing D&D, so yeah, you'll have to.
oh yeah, oh well, that's why we're doing
Oh
that.
yeah, I have so much time now.
Yeah.
Man, I have more time than I know what to do with.
Yeah.
I'm gonna bribe your cat to bite your ankles
Ow!
I don't
at
think
the
you
most
need-
opportune moments.
I think you're
virtuals.
I think you're using
They're
the
make-
wrong animal. Honestly, I think the dog is the real
Yeah, my dog
danger.
could probably do more damage, but he's harder
Dogs
to
are
bribe.
not that.
Yeah,
Yeah, dogs.
yeah,
are...
he's loyal. Yeah. Oh, also, there's the Chainsaw Man movie continuation of the anime is. coming.
Mm,
And it's
I
not supposed to
did
come
not
out.
like that arc. It was like a nothing burger. It was never.
It's not
explored
one
more.
of my the best part of that arc is when Denji rides the shark with his chainsaw in his mouth.
Oh, that's
And he-
so
and he-
funny.
And he,
It was that
Yeah, they
arc. I think it's the
Yeah,
next
that's the arc.
one.
no. That's against
Yeah?
against
Yeah.
Rize. Yeah, that's against Rize. He
Okay.
comes to, the shark comes to save him. He's like sensei or whatever
A
the fuck
land
he calls him.
shark, yes.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Launch shows up and he fucking rides him like a. he's like, are you thinking what I'm thinking? Let's combine our powers. And then he just rides him like a horse, thus negating both their abilities.
Puts his chain in his mouth like Rain.
Yeah, he sticks his chain in his mouth.
Because that was
He
the
just
lead
gives
up. The shark, they were going like, hey, I realize I can whip my chains away from me. And the shark guy was like, oh, he's going to swing to get more mobile. And he just goes,
He's
yeah.
like, giddy up. Yeah. Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah, that was it. Also,
There's
then
an anime about a Russian
uh,
girl. Hmm.
Oh,
yeah, it's called Tanya. No.
It's called Uzumade.
Mm.
Oh, wait, never mind.
No, it's coming this July.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just saw Russian. I was like, Oh, of course, a Russian character have white hair. Of course.
Obviously, just like real
Obviously.
Russians.
Yes.
Didn't they make
We
a
all
Karl
have-
Marx anime a while ago? What happened with that?
What?
Why do you ask me? I
don't know.
have no fucking idea.
I know you're from a
I thought Marx was your
post-communist
grandfather.
society.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Even though he's German.
Not really.
Didn't he impregnate every Russian woman like Temujin?
No, that
No.
was Chinggis Khan.
Oh,
Yeah, that was Genghis Khan.
damn it. I was so close.
Isn't Temujin the real name?
I was gracefully not calling attention to that, but if you want to call them on it, it's...
Oh, I didn't know. I'm sorry. Also, they did make a Karl Marx anime. You're right,
Of
but
course
it was
they
in
did.
2019, 5 years ago.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say it was the slime isekai. Oh, look,
Yeah.
Do you
But
do
it
you
was called
remember
Boruto.
Do you remember the dumbbell one?
yeah.
That anime? Yeah.
My
There was a
dumbbells.
Russian character with white hair that, like,
Yeah, when I
referred
watched
to
Yuri,
Putin as the
when I watched like 2 episodes of Yuri on Ice, there was a. Oh no, he was blonde. Well, the other guy had white hair. He was also Russian, wasn't he? Yeah. No, not
Everybody-
Yuri, his coach.
I think
yeah.
it came from the Hitalia anime.
Oh,
where
that
the
makes sense.
Russia was
That makes
represented by a white-haired, like,
Yeah, I
blue-eyed
remember.
guy. Like, we have blue-eyed people. That's common. But white hair, let's say, like, close enough.
Close enough.
Yeah, he was one of the better characters in Hitalia.
Well, he didn't try to, like, steal oil from anybody. So
Although I didn't
that's
watch
pretty
that
good.
far.
Pretty
of the-
good from
one
my
of-
book.
One of the funnier bits in Hitalia is sometimes Italy is visited by his grandfather Rome.
No.
Just like a gladiator centurion dude who shows up. Kind of funny.
I'm sure he's very proud.
Sadly, there was no Hitalia for Portugal because it's not big enough. Damn it. Every
Grow.
other country. Yeah, conquer Spain.
You can help your population right now.
Yeah, I guess. Good point. Yeah. I'm gonna go join the army, guys. See you later.
Yeah. You guys
Oh,
used
no.
to run the world, and now look at you.
Yeah,
Well, that was
nobody
a
cares,
fucking lot
but
of-
nobody hates.
that was before-
Portuguese too.
Yeah, exactly. That's I've said it before. Like, it's good to not be like a big player because I'm not scared of the big issues.
Yeah.
But I was gonna say, yeah. I mean, that was so long ago, the Portugal matter, that it was
Mm.
before fucking America even existed. So
I mean,
doesn't
that's.
matter.
I guess that is a good benefit of living in obscurity. You know, as an American, I have to constantly be tapping my wrist, waiting for the race war to start.
Yeah, it's good to be a holiday resort country because people just want to come over and lie on the beach. They don't want to come over and kill me. So far.
Well, perhaps
Yeah.
if they just knew you a little better.
Maybe the stream will help.
Yeah.
Well, already
I will.
wants to kill me, so let's
I will
speak-
ask you a question. Did you hear any news like about things that happening in Russia? Probably
No,
not,
I s-
right? Like,
Wait, I saw something.
Um.
Oh fuck, my
No.
girlfriend.
Yeah, they
told
were.
me,
Yeah,
like,
that black guy
yesterday.
bit off the other black guy's dick, right?
No,
no,
someone.
that was in your dream.
What the fuck?
Uh,
Oh no, that was in Haiti. Haiti, no.
Oh no, that was
Uh,
just Putin winning again. Yeah.
Yeah.
But that everyone knew that was gonna happen anyway. But
Yeah. I will say
I didn't realize he had been president since like 2000. Like,
yes.
I didn't know. Well, okay. Sorry. Yes.
Well, he ruled the country from '99, but officially became like.
Well, I-
2015.
Because I was a child, I wasn't hearing about him much. So in my mind, he started like when I was
Oh,
like a
fuck.
teenager.
Well,
No, he was always there.
Doesn't
Yeah, he
Putin
was
do
always
that?
there since I was a baby.
Doesn't Putin do a thing where they juggle offices, where he's not always the official leader, but he's always the unofficial leader?
We
don't know.
tried that for 4 years. Nobody cared. Nobody liked it. So there was a policy change that now you can like be elected unlimited amount of times, and you are elected for 6 years instead of 4. And that's all. Then he never changed again.
That's cool.
There was another one from his
God
party.
damn it.
Dmitry.
What were you alluding to?
The
Oh,
opera
Russia.
thing?
What?
Wait, was it an opera? No, maybe I'm confusing it with Tenet. But
The web browser?
No, the alleged terror attack.
Wow.
Oh yeah, there
What do
was a
you mean?
shooting or something, right?
What do you mean alleged? One of
I saw Russia conquered another part of Ukraine, fell to the Russian.
No, there was a terrorist act by Ukrainians in Moscow.
Well,
Is it
I'll
terrorist act when
say
it's war?
I was not particularly. Oh, what the fuck was I saying? Sorry. Goddamn. I'm really checked out with mainstream media in the first place. But my impression is that happenings in Gaza and now Haiti have mostly replaced Ukraine as, you know, the big thing people are worried about. So I think they're not talking about it as much as they were, but they probably still are to some degree.
Yes. And normal people are just trying to survive in
Exactly.
this bullshit world.
Yeah,
I wonder if
it's
this is...
always the thing with war.
I wonder if we're gonna...
Where was it? Was it in Moscow?
Yes.
Okay. Wow.
In like what is it called? I don't know. It's calling
probably
like
like
City Hall.
Petrograd or something.
No.
In
A massive like trading center. How's it called?
Stock exchange? No.
No. I just forgot English words. English hard, yes. Doesn't matter. Like the place where a lot of like different shops concentrated a building. I've
like a shopping center, a mall.
Yes, I'm just pretty cooked right now. Yeah,
It's a pretty common place for terrorist attacks.
Yeah.
Yes.
Like the IRA in England used to attack shopping centers usually.
Or the metro.
Yeah, you mean slavery
Yeah,
centers.
subways. Yeah, subways are good ones for sarin gas attacks too. Well, that sucks.
Yes, and the thing is just how actually close it is. One of the Thupast like acquaintances was there, for example.
I was near one when I was living in England. I went to
You
Manchester.
survived.
Well, yeah, I used to go to Manchester a lot, and then like I'd been there like the day before, and then there was like it was like at a concert. There was like a small like terrorist attack, where like a bunch, I think teenagers were killed. It was fucking scary. It was like quite nearby where I usually used to go around there. Yeah.
Yeah, 60 people died here.
Yeah.
It's a lot.
Yes.
Mhm.
But nobody cares because it's in Russia.
I mean,
Not-
I
not
wouldn't.
as-
I wouldn't
I
care
was
if it
just-
happened in America. I mean, I care in the sense I acknowledge it's bad. There's just no room in my heart left for caring about terror attacks.
Yeah. The one in Manchester
I was
was
just like
Green is
interested.
hard is hard.
Was it ever
What?
mentioned in like other countries' media?
No,
Like, in
I saw it,
Portuguese-
but I mostly get my news on Twitter anyway, and they're
Oh,
gonna be
you're
talking about
barking
it.
up. You're barking up the wrong tree, man. The last time I engaged with any news was probably like 8 months ago when I had to when
About
the TV just
Sweet Baby
TV
Ink, right?
well no, it was probably like when I was just at someone's house and they just happened to have the TV on the news channel, and I maybe listened to a bit of it. Like I have no idea.
Well,
And the England
for-
one was 23 people. I was curious.
For a point of comparison with me, just like 2 days ago here in Boise, there was some incident where someone broke out of a hospital and like shot some people and then was wandering around until police got him and stuff. And, you know, my relatives were like talking about this like it was important. It's like, I don't care. Like, there's 100,000 people here. 2 people died. I assume they're not people I know. Then I learned that some of my former coworkers were probably watching this guy when his friend came up and started shooting. So like, oh, actually, it's possible some people I know actually did get shot. But I will patiently await that information. You know, it's fine.
Oh, there was just one. That's what my girlfriend was telling me. It wasn't. She also told me the Russian thing, but she was telling me yesterday that I think in America, just now some lady, I think she was a Mexican lady, but it was in America. She went on holidays and left her month-old baby just alone in the house for 10 days, and then came back and it was dead. And
What a surprise!
yeah, no shit, yeah. And she's just been, I think she got life in prison.
That's
and
still
she was
life.
saying, I know my
Death
she was
sentence.
saying, and then my girlfriend was telling me because she was like at the apparently she made a big scene at the courtroom and said, I know God and my child forgive me. And everyone was like, no. What, you crazy bitch. So yeah, that was scary to think someone could be so fucking insane, but you know.
Yeah.
Isn't
To
it,
be
like,
fair, she
normal?
wanted to go. She wanted
In
to go on
US?
holidays. Yeah, that's totally normal.
No, I mean this
That's a
level
leading
of craziness.
cause
The thing
Well,
is,
sure.
while I'm on the internet, of course it's all exaggerated. But every time I see this kind of shit, it always happens in America.
Well, America has a
Maybe.
lot of people.
I mean, it could also just be a reporting thing, but maybe. I mean, I don't know. There's a lot of fucking weird people
I
in
mean,
America.
when you see like crazy man tries to fight alligator, yeah, usually
It's
gonna be
Florida.
American news, yeah, Floridian
Okay,
news item. But
Part of the reason that
Yeah.
happens is Florida has very liberal laws about disclosing the information of criminals. So they just generate a lot of news down there because of that. I don't know why I'm acting like I'm defending Florida right now.
maybe there's. I don't know how much crazy shit is happening in Russia. How much do they let get out to the other countries?
Yeah. Well, it's like the dash cam vids. Like, dash cams being so common in Russia is part of the reason that it has a reputation for being crazy.
Well,
Yeah.
it's mostly like we have the worst roads like in the world.
That's
At
funny.
least that was like the common theme, but at least in Moscow, it's finally like solved.
Hey,
I do
Danger.
love me.
years.
I do love me some good Russian dash cam videos though.
Yeah.
Yeah, like the
There's some
road rage is
classics,
the most
yeah.
common thing here. That's for sure.
So many of them just have some random pedestrian just like walk into the middle of the highway and just start dancing around and shit. Like,
Well, because they're just drunk,
Yeah,
probably.
they're just drunk. Yeah. Well, yeah. I didn't think they were. I didn't think it was like a common practice. Yeah, it's tradition. Yeah. When you turn 18 in Russia, you strip all your clothes off and jump in the snow and run into the highway.
No, you usually stop drinking.
Oh.
At the age of 18. Yeah.
I'm
No,
switching
the-
from
the-
vodka to water.
Yes. I'm too old for this. No, it's mostly like in US you have like, oh, I need a therapy that doesn't work, but I'm still gonna go there and pay like thousands, but it's not gonna work. But I'm gonna go there because everyone goes there. In Russia, you feel depressed? Here, drink up.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think either of those are great
I think that's
responses,
most
but
countries.
It's cheaper.
I mean, it is. Yeah.
yeah.
In Victorian London, like people who drank beer and wine all the time had a much higher chance of survival because the water had all the bacteria and infections in it, whereas all the fermented stuff and alcohols were much healthier ways
I
of
think
drinking
we are
water.
past something like that.
Well, no, I realize that. I'm just saying, yeah, I'm not saying you're in risk of getting fucking smallpox and typhoid, but yeah.
Yeah, well,
but
until someone
but
throws
the
in the
tradition
water, but-
continues. I mean, there are two. These are just little silly facts, but apparently true that there's some good effect. Some of the good effects, of course, they're countered by lots of bad effects, but good effects of drinking a lot are when you fall, if you trip or fall when you're drunk, you have kind of a higher chance of actually not hurting yourself as much because your body, exactly. You have the limp like roll thing, so you don't catch yourself and break anything usually. And also, it has a very slight like antiseptic kind of healing effect on you because you have so much alcohol in you that it's like slightly good for like preventing infections and shit for a small amount of time. But not. This is
I
what
don't
I
know
saw
about
on the
that. Like one shot of vodka a day, maybe.
Well, yeah, I'm talking about
help.
like constant.
But-
Yeah. I'm not saying when I drink a beer I can like stomach
detoxify.
bacteria, but yeah. No. But I'm just saying this is something I heard of, like insane amounts of alcohol in you.
That's why we never had like COVID, because we were all drunk. We were immune to disease.
Yeah.
That's how it works.
Well, yeah. It says it's on for my slight search. Of course, this is all fanciful, but in theory, a high enough alcohol concentration with sufficient exposure to gut or oral tissue could kill bacteria, but will in all likelihood also damage your gut lining. Like I said, there's more. There's more.
So
there's more
drinking
bad
molten
effects.
steel.
Like I said, there's much more bad effects, but it's just funny that there are, silver lining. If you fall over and land on a rusty nail while you're really, 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 really drunk, you'll probably won't hurt yourself as much, and you won't get what do you get from rusty stuff?
Tetanus.
Tetanus, yeah. You won't get tetanus, maybe.
Okay, I don't think I'm beating Hades today.
It is a skill.
Killish.
I mean, you wiped your save. You could have just taken one of
He
the old
didn't.
saves.
I think he just probably started a new one. I don't think he wiped
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
No, I saw him wipe the saves and start from.
I was surprised because like he died on Meg, and I was like, what? How do you die on Meg? Because I assumed he had started just a random run on his normal save file, and then I was like, oh, it's just he did a new game. Okay. Yeah.
But Green likes to wipe the saves,
Speaking of stuff that's coming out soon, Hades 2 is
Michi!
coming out soon.
Oh.
No! No,
I-
Hades 2 is coming.
Oh, right.
Hades. I
Maybe.
don't know how to
But-
feel about that, because it feels like it's gonna just be more the same,
I mean,
True,
if you have something good going and can make it a little bit
I
better.
said this before. It's interesting that it's Supergiant's first sequel. They've never done this before.
Well, they struck
So,
gold. I
interesting.
mean,
Yeah.
Those golden
also-
cards.
probably
The
paid
Elden Ring DLC is almost upon us too.
probably paid a lot of
June.
mortgages.
Yeah.
Mhm. Like, how big are they even as a studio?
I don't know. They could probably
I have no
afford a lot
idea.
more
Probably
people.
30 or 40 people, if I had to guess.
We can look this up.
I'm looking it up already.
All right.
Okay.
Well, we've got our best. person on
23
the case.
employees in 2023. So not I said 30, so
Hmm.
pretty good.
24 in 2024, I bet.
What do you think about Dragon's Dogma
We
2?
hire one guy for each
Oh, man.
year.
I haven't seen. I've been kind of trying to not see too much stuff about it because I'm a big fan of the first Dragon's Dogma.
Well,
I don't know what people have been saying though. Is it well regarded? The sequel?
no, people hate it.
Oh no!
Well, let me explain why they hate it. Maybe you
I
still
had my
enjoy
innocence dashed live on stream.
It's a $70 game, single player, with microtransactions for basic needs like fast travel.
Oh.
Okay.
That's the first thing. Second
Oh,
thing,
no.
it is pretty much unplayable on PC right now.
Oh, great.
It's horribly ported from console.
What the fuck?
And
This
if
is still a problem. Like,
if you
nowadays?
make, absolutely. If you make an ugly character with ugly running animation,
And you have to play as them.
no, you can change it for a microtransaction.
Oh, I see.
If you want to fast travel, you can buy a limited use for sterile item for a microtransaction in a single player game.
This sounds
How
great.
can
Because
they
it
still
makes
keep
money.
getting?
That's the only reason.
Yeah, I'm like, how can they keep getting away with it? Like, I feel like, in
It's
my
Capcom.
mind, when okay, in my mind, when Battlefront came out and got the shit torn out of it for doing this, I thought, but that was like 3 years ago or whatever, like, or maybe more. In my mind, I was like, okay, maybe now they'll stop. Like, people have clearly had
Never.
enough of this fucking bullshit. Like,
No.
everyone's sick of this. It was a meme, and it lasted for a few awful years, but okay, we've all grown up a little, but god damn it, still 2024, they're still doing
It's
this.
actually
Why?
pretty easy to predict the future of video games and movies and
Yeah.
other entertainment stuff. What will happen is that the industry will reach the point where they will, for them, reach the perfect balance of spending money and like money to quality ratio, where people will just barely buy the game to like finance whatever they need to do next. So it will not, the games will not improve. They will just reach a level where just a certain amount of people will buy them, so that it will retain.
I think that
market
will only
value.
apply to those AAA games.
Mm.
Because
Yeah, sure.
indie
I'm not
games
talking
like
about indie
fucking
games.
Lethal
I'm
He's not
Company.
talking about it. No, of course.
No, I'm just talking about.
I mean,
the main
when he
industry.
says movies, same thing. I think he means Hollywood. Like,
It will they
But
will
when-
try to perfect the formula basically, and
Yeah,
they
these-
will not
yeah.
touch from it as long as it works.
so what
They
you're
just-
saying is like these big machines have become like creatures that just eat their own shit, and they have just exactly enough to go. Like they
That's what
they
will
crap out.
be what they
the
are
same
trying to
thing.
do. At the moment, we are like at the downward spiral thing where games are getting worse. Then they will reach a point where no one will be, or lesser people will be buying them, and then they will go up just a tiny bit again until they will
damn
reach
it.
the point
They're
where,
like- they're-
where it becomes good again for the industry.
Well,
And that can-
there's a problem. There's the Sweet Baby Inc. that will not allow games to be like to have quality.
I mean,
games.
that's a whole different issue. I'm just
Yeah,
talking
but
about the general
It's all interconnected.
marketability, basically. Or not marketability, but the cost to
Profitability.
ratio.
When was the last time that you played a AAA game and enjoyed it like fully? Yes, it's worth it.
I know I know what you're talking about. The last time I played a AAA game and I enjoyed it, probably The Witcher 3.
So 8 years ago.
Did I play anything else in the meantime? I mean, I have not kept up with AAA stuff.
Well, I'd say
so-
Cyberpunk is pretty good, but it's too short.
Well, after all
At
the
least
patches
it
and
used to
stuff.
be. Well,
It might
Yes.
it might be Witcher 3 for me. Oh no, Ghost of Tsushima probably. But I didn't like super love it. I thought it was pretty good. Yeah, like because Elden Ring is not AAA really.
What? You don't count that as AAA?
Is it AAA now? For so long, like Souls
would
games were
bet.
AA. If that's true, then Lies of P, I guess, is the latest AAA game I enjoyed because I've been playing it
That's
now.
one I would not count as AAA.
Well, how is
That's
that
like a
not
double A.
AAA when?
I think
Well,
like AAA
in
is
terms
pretty
of-
much the amount
in
of money and
Oh, okay.
and stuff that went in, and the size of
oh.
the studio. That's pretty much what
I
determines.
guess
if it's-
Elden Ring then, but
yeah.
like it's still a small studio though. Is Elden Ring really AAA? I guess it must be now. But
I mean, I
don't
think-
know how much money
I
they
think
put
Elden
into
Ring
it.
was such
now-
a big production, right?
now we have quadruple A, like Skull and Bones. So we don't
Oh,
need
God.
AAA anymore.
That was like they shot themselves so in the foot with that one. Like that was so stupid. I don't even want to believe
Wait. Bandai Namco publishes From Software. I don't understand the implications.
Hmm?
I don't know. Oh, we got a comment. Bandai publishes From Software. So I'm not sure if that means they have backing
From
or something.
Software, yeah, is a subsidiary of Bandai. That's
Also-
true. But
Also said they got away with murder in Street Fighter 6. I don't know anything about Street Fighter 6.
I
don't
mean-
I don't know video games.
people are saying, yeah. But like, I don't know, it seems to be a bit contentious. Like people are arguing online if like stuff like Baldur's Gate and Elden Ring should be counted as AAA the same way.
Yes,
like these...
it should.
Okay, that's
Yes,
fine.
because
I don't
not?
have strong feelings either way, but well, because usually I guess most of the AAA games nowadays
Because
are like,
it's better than
like,
Norm?
No, not because
That's
they're
why.
good, not because of quality. Well, I guess that's true. Yeah, I guess that's the most surprising quality. But I think a lot of them, it's like so many AAA games now just means like these long established franchises having like
An $80 game,
I don't know,
which
yeah,
has
like,
like
exactly,
6 hours
like
of
Assassin's
gameplay.
Creed, yeah, like that's the idea of like AAA games in my head. I don't know. Yeah, but I'm probably crazy. So I guess Elden Ring.
The thing is,
yeah.
it also becomes more normal to like make a game AAA, and it comes out at this particular date, and it comes out and it's unfinished.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's like-
Well, that's okay. That's okay, Will, because they can patch it later. Don't worry about that.
Well, I'm gonna
What
buy
a
it later.
great idea. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, DLC has still always been dubious, but I guess it's here to stay. But yeah, that patch shit is even like is so much worse. Because say what you want about DLC, the fucking base game works. Like yeah, there was some content that got removed and put to DLC. Sometimes no, sometimes they make it after the game, sometimes they don't. Whatever. But like the fucking like me and Green were watching like stupid videos about fucking Mass Effect Andromeda, the fucking Saints Row remake, Forspoken. Like all these games are they're not just like terribly written and look terrible. They're just broken. Like
Yes.
they're not even games. They're not games until they're fixed. They're just like a test
Pile of
program.
shit.
Like fuck you. Yeah. It's just like a college project that some kid is trying to make in his bedroom. Like don't release that shit. Fuck you.
The thing is, even Baldur's Gate was unfinished. Like when it came out, like last fall, or like what do you call it, autumn or fall? What do you call it in like US?
It depends if you're being fancy or not.
They're synonyms.
Fancy.
Yeah.
Well,
like...
fall is more American too. I
Okay,
think.
because we were taught in school like the British English.
Yeah, the
That's
correct one.
Funny how
Yeah.
how we were taught that, and then we just use American English for other stuff. Like my mother uses American English instead of English.
The Portuguese word for autumn is almost identical to autumn, like, so it makes more sense to me because it's parallel.
It makes more sense in terms of the closeness of the language.
Also, fall is confusing anyway because it's already a word for another thing. Like, what? Because the leaves fall? That's stupid.
Yeah, I bet that's why.
Spring is also dumb because it also means a bit of water coming out and also means a metal thing that you put inside of another. Like, stop using the same word to mean 15 different things. Use one word for each thing.
Well, that's English for you.
Yeah, I know, but it's stupid. Like, summer is a good word. Winter is a good word. Great. That's why I prefer autumn, because autumn only means one thing. It doesn't. There's no confusion there. Oh, by autumn, do you mean nothing else? Yeah.
I was not expecting you to have such a strong opinion on this.
I watch like I follow lots of channels that talk about like what are they called, like artificial languages and like the like etymology and all these weird things about linguistics, and I sympathize a bit with them because even as a child I used to think like, why does the alphabet have so many the alphabet has so many like useless redundancies in it that it always annoyed me. Like, this is like the base thing we're basing all our language on, and it doesn't work well. Like, why is there a K? Why is that a letter? Like, C should sound like K always, and C doesn't need to do an S sound because we already have the letter S. So have the S and C and don't have a K and don't have a Q. Like, these letters make no sense. Like, you could write all these words out without those letters. There's so many things like that. So annoying. And so I appreciate. I wish I want all of mankind to sublime into one universal, purely logical, like intuitive language that makes sense to everyone.
Michi is Gendo.
And it's called English. No.
Yeah, I think they tried that with Esperanto.
Yeah, with Esperanto.
Yeah. Like, I think that's cool. But I know it's unfeasible to just wipe everyone's minds and teach them all Esperanto. But maybe if they conquer the world, no. I don't know. It's wishful thinking. But
you have to wait in line, like after Russia and China.
I have to wait after Russia, China, and then every other country. But and then Vatican
Australia.
State. Yeah, I have to wait behind Vatican State and Luxembourg.
The whole language thing
Greenland.
reminds me of Metal Gear. I've never played any of the Metal Gear games, but the trailer for Phantom Pain is really good with the Joy Division soundtrack.
Wait, is that the one where he's like, "Are we here just to suffer"?
No, the one with "I was born in a small village."
Oh, okay.
Like the meme with the shit. How's the title pronounced? I mean, you can look it up. The Alligator, is that the name of the sound? What soundtrack the song?
I have no idea.
Really, I thought you'd played. Yeah, Alligator by New Order.
Never played, never even cared. To be honest.
I thought since you're acquainted with Super that you would also be similarly into Metal Gear.
That's offensive. I acquainted with Super, yes.
Yeah, that's the worst thing you've ever said. No.
Remember the dream I had where I was accused by the police of having committed a crime because I knew Super.
Yeah. Wait, does Super? Super's
crime?
played Metal Gear Rising, but has he played the other ones? Like, okay, I
I
never
have no
spoke to
idea.
him
I have no idea.
Okay. I haven't played them all, to be fair. I've only played.
I know he
and 4.
fucking hates, like loathes the April 1st, and it's coming soon. So he's gonna be extremely angry in like 6 days.
Why does he hate April 1st?
Because every day is April Fool's for him.
No, he actually fucking like really hates it. So if you want to get him real mad, like just try to joke around.
I think I'm actually good on making Thupa mad for a while.
Yeah. I think like today was probably the first time I think that I thought he was angry.
Well, there was a reason to.
We have fucking been through this. Okay.
Yeah.
I already paid Michi's cat to harass him for the next like 8 months. Oh yeah. It all started around Baldur's Gate. Baldur's Gate 3 was not finished when the hype arrived, like at the beginning of autumn. It was not finished. Like the first act was great, the second act was great, then you walk into the third act and your FPS drops to 15. And half NPCs can like spaz out or T-pose. Like, yes. Yes.
Was like you and Super was streaming later, like after I left, right? What were you playing? Was that Baldur's Gate or something else?
We were just sitting talking about things. He was playing War Tales. I was just sticking around.
I don't know.
Because he suddenly had free time.
I haven't played like any AAA game or any new game in years since my computer cannot handle them well anymore.
My computer is trash too, but I managed to play through Alan Wake 2 somehow.
How of an experience was that? Like how well did it run? Given that you mentioned some weird stuff.
When you give it time to load, because the sound doesn't add up with the image because of how slow your drive is.
I remember
if you wait for 10 minutes, play for 10 minutes, it catches up, and then you hit the upscaling and do the things with upscaling, and you have 60 FPS, and it still looks okay. And you just play the game.
I mean, yeah, if you can run it at 60 consistently, that's okay.
With upscaling from like potato like graphics. Yes, you can, and it will run 60 FPS. But the thing is, without upscaling, at native 1K, native Full HD, like 1080, I had no chance of running it 60 FPS. Like zero, even at low graphics.
Yeah, that's how it is.
But I managed to play through it. But it still was good. They fucked up some things that didn't need to be fucked up. And later I'll learn it's because of the Sweet Baby Ink. I was like, yep, that makes sense. The second part, while it looked really good, some parts were really funny, I enjoyed the first part more for some reason. And now I actually understand why.
I never played them, I only watched videos about it. I would have probably loved it in terms of style if I had played it when it came out.
Well, you should try the first one, the original one. It will
Yeah,
probably
I mean the first one.
run. You played?
No, but I mean I would have liked it if I had played it back then.
You don't know that.
I'm pretty sure based on the videos I've watched, like the whole Stephen King writer type, the way the story in general, like really appeals to me.
Yeah.
Have you played Control?
I didn't. Like, I have a friend. He is like a fan of Remedy, the studio makes all the things, and he always talks about that, about like which games are really good, and he said that Control did not live up to like level of games that came before. Like, it is not. It is good. It is not that good. Like the Quantum Break is way better. The first Alan Wake is way better.
I mean, I also haven't played it, but I like in the past I have thought about buying it.
I actually played Quantum Break after heavy recommendations. I did not expect it to like it that much, as I actually did. It was actually really fucking good. And do you know anything about Quantum Break? No?
I'm probably confusing it with something else, so I don't think I know much, if anything.
Yeah, one of the unique parts of that game is that they have, let's say, cutscenes between chapters, between parts in the game, and those cutscenes are live action for like 30 minutes long live action.
I mean, that sounds awesome. Like it looks good, but
that's actually, and it's actually really well made, and it's actually really fucking good. And depends on your choices. There are different cutscenes, like they change things.
I mean, it's an interesting project. Yeah, but
it's really heavy on the like PC part. You can try playing it. I don't know, but it's like really demanding in terms of PC.
I think I could. Yeah, this one I could probably still run, but too big to download in time.
Yeah, it's like 70 gigabytes.
Oh god, that would take me a long ass time with my crappy internet.
But it's actually pretty long, I would say. It will take you probably like 20 something hours to complete.
That's nice.
What are you guys talking about?
Video games.
One of the games, yes.
Green. Like I I was bored in the recent days again. Like I have trouble at the moment to play anything and enjoy it. So I played a little bit of Sunless Sea again after like years. Green, you've played some of it, right?
It's one of those things I've tried to get into several times, but never gotten that far in.
Yeah, that's kind of how it went with me as well. But it has like one of the most unique writing and the way it tells its story that I've ever seen in video games, I think. Just the setting and the inventiveness of the stories in it is just absolutely insane. You could write 10 book series about different parts of the world and you would still not have exhausted the stuff that's in it or the ideas you are presented with. It's insane.
Cool.
Yeah, I think Michi would like it based on the story stuff. I don't know if you would
I've
like
never heard of it.
the way it's presented, but like, do you like the way the writing is presented in Planescape Torment?
Yeah, a lot.
Yeah, that's kind of what it reminds me of the most in terms of how that sort of stuff is handled.
It's called Sunless Sea.
Yeah, and there's also a sort of sequel called Sunless Sky, which I have not played.
I heard that greatly improved the gameplay, but I don't know.
I mean, the gameplay is fine. It's like very fine, and
it's the first game that we're talking about that is not banned in Russia on Steam. So let's see.
Why is the second one banned and the first one not?
I don't know. A lot of games are just banned in Russia, like the Witcher series, Skyrim series, Helldivers.
Chess.
That's so stupid.
They could never ban chess in Russia.
Yeah, they invented it. Well, not they didn't, but still, you can kind
They
of.
invented being good at it.
Yeah.
It actually looks really interesting. Really.
It has a very good aesthetic.
Yeah, the atmosphere is amazing, and with
like
music.
I'm not against 2D games that look good. Because at the time I really enjoyed the Don't Starve series. It looked like paper creepy, and I really liked it. For example, and it looks really good for a 2D game. Like really good.
The setting in Sunless Sea is just so absolutely fucking horrifying with the stuff that's in it.
I'm just gonna add it into my list of
Jaws,
games to play.
Jaws, I don't know if you know, Sunless Sea started as a browser game. Actually.
Yeah, I checked it out after maybe it was you who mentioned it, or I found it out myself. I don't remember. I played it for a little while.
Yeah, it's
the thing is, like, with being bored and not like getting into game, when you get into one, you just can't pull out because you were like thirsty for such a long time.
Yeah, the last time it happened with Heads Will Roll, which at least amused me for 2 weeks. Well, not amused me. I really loved it for the most part of that 2 weeks.
For me, right now, it's
I need to try more of it.
Yeah,
I still haven't finished it with the roguelike mode, but that was really fun. I should probably just do that again, or continue rather.
Or try those like session-based games. If you can't get into like a serious like single-player experience, just try.
I mean, it always depends on my mood. Like I also have like problems with my depression that just limits my ability to enjoy stuff. So I'm like very mood-based. Like I absolutely.
Do you need a friend?
No, that's not the thing. No, like I really enjoyed my playthrough through Pathologic 2 when I played that, and Disco Elysium, which I played like almost back to back. I think that was like the best the best stretch of gaming I had in those years, which was like 2019, 2020. That was really fun. Or really, I mean, it was really fun. It was also really weird. And it was really good.
Well, not long ago, I was like, I want to play something, but I don't know what. And I was like, what games? Like, maybe some from the past, and I was like, Max Payne. And I played the first and second one like in a row, and it was awesome. It was fucking awesome. Even up to date, it's like such a good game, enjoyable experience.
I downloaded.
It even looked really good still.
I
Really good.
downloaded Splitgate out of boredom like 2 days ago and played a little bit of that so far. It's okay, as a multiplayer shooter goes.
Which one?
Splitgate, which is basically like a Halo clone, kind of.
Oh, okay.
Play like Phasmophobia.
Yeah.
You will shit out your depression. Trust
Like
me.
what?
You Phasmophobia.
Phasmophobia.
Yes. Yeah, you will shit out your depression.
Okay. Not Phasmophobia.
And
I
then you
also
take
bought
it to
Slade.
the doctors.
I also
Yeah.
played Slay the Spire, which
Yeah.
was okay, but I it wasn't the right thing. At the
Did you
right
try
time.
Balatro yet?
No. I
So
don't want
Balatro
to.
is
I'm spending too much money recently, and I'm trying to
Balatro,
ring in.
you don't need to
It's-
buy games, Joe.
Yes.
Yeah, if you
And
pirate it.
Belatra is like really trending right now. I have no idea like about the game, only the things that Michi told me. But
Yeah,
I see
raved
it
about
everywhere.
earlier.
So if I see it everywhere, it's definitely exploding. People definitely enjoy it. Like
I mean, I basically put Endless Summer in my list, but I haven't downloaded it or played it.
Everlasting Summer.
Yeah, or however it's called.
Oh yeah, that's
the
right.
one you
Yeah.
recommended.
If you have depression, I don't recommend playing it right now.
That does not matter. That's probably
Okay.
helpful in that case.
Sure, because it's if you there are of course several girls, and there is a good ending and bad ending, and
Are there more
it's
bad
very
endings than
easy
good
to
endings?
get. No, it's equal amounts, but it's really easy to get like bad ending. It's like 50-50.
I mean,
And
I have
you
to check it
don't-
out and just see how I like the style it's written. And
50-50
stuff.
bad
Yeah,
I'm not a,
and
I'm
bad
not a big
endings
visual
are
novel guy, but yeah,
sometimes
I try.
really like bad and depressing, like really bad and
I mean, I
depressing.
like that stuff, so that's.
I don't
fine.
think you're allowed to say those words on YouTube. Like,
I like things. Yeah.
no, I mean like the sewer slide bad themes that happen there with like the bad endings.
That's fine. I'm still sad that I don't like Rain World.
And Thupa doesn't like you because of that.
Because I said that. No, I think Super would be fine with people not liking Rain World.
Yeah, he
Like,
he
he
doesn't
probably
care
gets
because he likes it. If
Yeah.
he likes it, he doesn't care.
Inscription was another almost perfect game that I enjoyed a lot.
Oh yeah, that was great.
Yeah. I had a lot of fun with Pentiment.
I have got that downloaded. I still haven't tried it. Though.
Yeah, dude, you would love it, I bet. Or much of it, at
Probably.
least.
Yeah.
I've been trying to get back into No Man's Sky, but it is so laggy for me. To load in, I have to wait for 15 minutes.
It was like I like to play Crusader Kings 3, but they changed something with some update like more than a year ago, and since then I cannot run it anymore, and that really sucks.
Oh.
Because
You
it
mean
used to
it
work perfectly
lags
fine
out?
before that.
Yeah. I had a similar experience, but with
How
a
are you
different
gonna
way.
become the king of Crusaders now?
Yeah, how indeed.
He's gonna remain the king of Crusaders.
Green would really love Crusader Kings if he gets into it.
Man.
Like-
I look at the UI and it's like there's so much shit going on. I'm just like, where do I start?
Europa
So
Universalis is
complicated.
less complicated, and Green would also like it. But Crusader Kings just has probably more of the time frame and the mechanics and style that Green would probably like.
Me and Green are into
Into
Civilization 5, baby.
Yeah. I mean, it's.
What do you think about
not...
Age of Wonders 4?
I haven't played it.
I think that I haven't played it. Yeah.
Wait. Oh, okay.
I'm just saying that people really loved it. I tried playing it. I got a little bit confused because of a lot of things, but I already played. I have like 800 hours in Stellaris, so I'm not afraid of
we tried
UI.
We tried organizing a Stellaris thing and it didn't
Oh,
really work.
it's a bad idea. It's a really bad idea.
Thupa played with me for like we did a little multiplayer session for like 5 hours until I died.
Yeah.
5 hours is a very like short period. When I used to play with a friend, like one instance of a campaign in Stellaris, we like spent like 30 hours to finish it.
What happened was
it slows down.
Like, it was going pretty good. I was some goo people, of course, as I wanted to do, or was want to do. But then for seemingly no reason, this fucking evil race of like lizard men just like got a real hate boner for my civilization. Yeah, and they started attacking me, and they're fucking like I hadn't really invested much in in weaponry. Yeah, and they far outclassed me, so they started fucking exterminating all my outposts. And then Thupa was like, "Oh shit!" and he sent me a bunch of money, like more money than I'd ever seen, because he'd been in the meantime like making an amazing society. And then he like sent ships over to help, but still it wasn't enough, and they fucking destroyed my capital.
Yeah, but it was probably a long time ago.
Yeah.
Because right now, for somebody like you, there's the megacorps, mega corporations.
A really big corpse. So
no, you can become a straight up corporation. You can have like one planet, but you can plant like illegal buildings on other planets in the system and like make bank of it. It's like really, really powerful.
And of the Paradox games, I think I like Stellaris I like it the least. I'm not sure if I like it or Hearts of Iron 4 less. Maybe they're equal.
I did not play a lot of Paradox games. I played the Rome Total War, the original one, a lot.
Oh yeah.
I played Stellaris a lot, and also I played what is it, Europe Universals or whatever it is called.
Yeah, Europa Universalis. Yeah, that's one of the best Paradox games.
Yeah, that's the only 3 I played.
It's also the simplest, I would say. It's the easiest to get into.
Well, Stellaris is definitely not the easiest to get into.
Yeah,
I would say so. Like having played almost all of the others, I would say Europa Universalis 4 is the easiest to get into. And it's pretty fun. Yeah. Like they're pretty much the only campaigns I ever finished, or well, finished, quote unquote. I reached my goal is when I played as a tiny Japanese clan taking over all of Japan, which is really fun to do. Like playing the Warring States period. Because almost everyone has equal size and power, with the exception of a few and the existing shogunate. So it's really cool to just have all these tiny warring states carving out their little empires and hoping to overthrow the shogunate.
No, I think I play like Portugal and like colonize.
Yeah, that's what my brother does.
That's pretty much all.
Portugal is good. I told you.
Well, at that time, definitely.
Yeah.
I colonized everything.
Yeah. Like a lot of people have fun doing that. I never really got into that part.
Yay, slaves! Yay!
Yeah.
Now you're thinking like a Portuguese.
I mean,
now you're thinking with slaves.
Yeah, now you're slaving with real bullets.
Yeah.
I mean the best because the in the game the way you colonize you need like to have a certain technology and it's based on the distance to something that can be colonized, and because of Portugal's position they always are the first to pretty much reach the requirements for colonization.
Yep. Pretty much like real life. Yep.
I mean it mirrors real life mostly.
It's yeah, we're stacked to colonize. What can I say?
Yeah.
I've tried
but-
multiple times to play Bohemia during the 30 Years' War, which is just fucking impossible. You just get destroyed if you start at the
why would you
war.
play as a kind of beer? That makes no sense.
Bohemia. Yeah, it would be. It's really fun.
I'm role playing as
The
a
idea.
beer.
Yes, well, kind of. At least a
like beer.
liquid.
Liquid.
Oh, my favorite game on Steam, Tabletop Simulator. Yes.
Yeah.
Right.
played
I
a lot of
offered Green
tabletop
yesterday.
simulator.
I thought if Green had, like you said, he had some time to kill to. I offered to teach him how to play Wingspan.
Yeah, I was gonna join if you guys did that, but
I
Green
have
was
no
not.
idea what Wingspan is. I was playing
Well,
like
I will.
Red Flags, Cards Against Humanity, like those like Catan colonizers.
Well, I'm going to say, Jaws. We will potentially do that another time.
Yeah,
I'm I'm still intrigued, just not at the moment.
It's like a way more complicated version of.
they made another one now.
Bonanza.
They made
With
one
the
with
dragon?
dragons. Yeah.
Yeah, I haven't
What's that
tried that
called?
one, but I bet it
Dragonspan?
works
I
the
don't know.
same way. No, a Wilmspan.
Wormspan. That's it.
Cool. I need to go for a while.
Yeah,
Gonna,
I mean that fits very well with me. I say.
yeah, I'm gonna end the stream and go for a run. Probably might do some stuff later, but I'm gone for at least a while, so I'll see ya.
Run, Forest, run.
Green has Stellaris installed, I see you.
Yep, you sure
Yeah.
do.
But you also have Overwatch installed, I don't see you.